Fox College Football is sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. All week long, one of the questions is, who's going to play offensively for Oregon? They've been down some skill guys. Who's in there, Alexa Landestoy?
Yeah, it's been one of the biggest questions. The Oregon coaches telling us it's been a year of depth and strength in numbers. Let me give you the rundown of who you're going to see for the Ducks offensively. DeCorian Moore is not expected to return here tonight, and neither is Gary Bryant Jr., who left last week's game in Iowa early. But over to some positive news. Alex Harkey returns up front, and tight end Kenyon Sadiq is expected to be in the lineup. Sadiq is a player that opens up the Ducks offense, and guys, expect him to line up outside quite a few times tonight as their depth is lacking at the wideout position. He can create some mismatches against Minnesota. So JB, some different faces, but Oregon has a next man up mentality.
And they've done it very well in Dan Lanning's tenure, 42-7 under their fourth-year head coach. Aspirations of another trip to the college football playoff. It ended in Pasadena last year. Oregon will see it first in a raucous Autzen Stadium. Here we go on Friday night. And here comes Dante Moore. Talking to him this week, that was a new experience for him, the 2-minute drive, but man, did he stay cool and relaxed.
Yeah, he talked to us about how his experience at UCLA made him a quarterback that doesn't have to harp on mistakes. He knows how to stay calm in those big-time moments, and it's showing up big-time with his completion percentage, over 70%. The numbers haven't been there the past 2 games because they've been playing in monsoons, but make no mistake, Dante Moore is one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
We had talked to him and Bryce Betcher this week. He said, Bryce likes the rain. I don't. This is perfect for Dante Moore tonight. 55 degrees and clear. Noah Whittington is the tailback. They average more than 7 yards a carry on first down this year, and this is enormous for Minnesota early. Jackson Howard gets the stop. 2nd and long would be huge for Minnesota against an offensive line that has flipped the guards, and they're going to at points tonight.
Yeah, you see my man in the middle right there. Iapani Laleolu, just call him Pancho. My man is a beast. And you got Jordan Davison, the running back, number 0. A big play waiting to happen, as we talked about in the open, but they are downhill physical backs.
Sadiq is in as a wide receiver. This opening throw by Dante Moore is a completion to Jamari Johnson, who had the big touchdown in Happy Valley. That sets up 3rd down and short.
You're going to see a lot of 21 personnel from this Oregon offense, bringing in 2 tight ends, bringing in 1 tight end and 2 backs. They'll mix in 12 personnel. They're going to utilize motion. But you see right here, this huddle, this is something that I think a lot of people around the country don't understand. This Oregon team is no longer one that is just going a million miles a minute. They are willing to huddle and slow the game down.
They have 2 freshman tailbacks in. Motion from De'Air Hill. It's a handoff to Davison, the touchdown maker. He's battling for the first down yardage. It's going to be really close. It depends on the spot, and they are going to move the chains. It is a first down for Davison. He barely got enough.
Yeah, he did, and I love this little stance right here in the back, just sitting down, pop a squat, get up, get the ball from the quarterback, and then it's just pushing and pushing and pushing. This Oregon offensive line is one of the best in the country, and when we talked to offensive coordinator Will Stein, he said it's those 3 interior guys, and right there the 3 interior guys were able to move just enough to get that first down.
Go from the 35. It's Whittington right into the middle of the defense. But boy, as we said, stopping Oregon on first down is big tonight for this Minnesota defense. Anthony Smith is a great pass rusher.
He is a great pass rusher, and look for him to be talking a whole lot of trash up there at the line of scrimmage. We talked to him about that this week, and we'll dive more into that a little bit later. The linebackers, Maverick and Devin, really downhill players. They really bring the intensity for this defense. And then Corey Parrish, just look for him on offense and defense. He is a 2-way player, a la Travis Hunter, without all of the accolades.
2 tight ends again here. Dante Moore loads up. He's got a deep ball down the sideline for Benson, and he's got it. They hooked up on the big pass play in Iowa City late. This one goes for 41.
And this is one of Dante Moore's favorite throws. It's kind of that whole shot versus cover 2. You see him make the catch, get the foot down. Looks like it's in. All you need is one. Boom. Foot is down, not out of bounds. That is a catch. Just really bad job there from Minnesota in the cover 2 look. The corner didn't get hands-on and just allowed the receiver to get a free release down the sideline. And if you're playing Oregon, you know they got one thing, Jason. It's team speed.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you see the big plays, right? They've allowed fewer than 20-yard plays defensively, and they pile them up on offense. Although the play clock currently is the only thing that can stop the Ducks. It's a timeout called by Oregon.
First timeout and a half. Oregon.
The Ducks are driving early on here at home against Minnesota. Malik Benson, Corian Moore's out, Gary Bryant's out. And who cares? Well, it's sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. The sights of the Sun Bowl back in 2003, the last meeting between the Ducks and the Gophers. It was a Reese Lloyd field goal to win for Minnesota, but how about 15 carries for $135 for Lawrence Maroney? You talk about hard runners. When they had Lawrence Maroney and Marion Barber together, man, oh man.
I don't know if Marion Barber hurt himself or hurt the guys that were trying to tackle him more when he was running the football.
Those teams were dangerous. 5th all-time meeting, first time here in the shadow of the O, which is getting folded up for a later timeout. Gotta conserve. First down for Oregon from the 24.
Number 7. Snap.
It's play action. It's Dante Moore. He'll lob it this side. Undone by Sadiq, and he's just short by an inch. What a catch.
Oh my goodness. Kenyon Sadiq, look at him. Woo! On the fingertips. Man, you wish he could have stayed up there. You know, I know receivers in that situation always want to run in to get the touchdown, but here they are back on the line of scrimmage.
Dante Moore tripped up, and he is short. They got half of it. They needed a yard. They got half a yard. 2nd and goal. How does this feel as a quarterback, Robert?
Oh, you're so close. You watch him. They're just going to run the down by the back. Just a clear zone read. Reading this end man on the line of scrimmage. He goes down. Boom. Quarterbacks pulls it. And he just gets tripped up right at the last second. Reaching. There you see it. Does the knee go down? Yeah, it's down just before that ball breaks the plane. This offense is built for the quarterback to run it in to the end zone for touchdowns and first downs. Now they get a nice pass concept.
Take the shovel to Davison and spin it out of bounds. So after the Kerry Brown tackle on first down, incomplete on 2nd down, and Robert is heartbroken.
Yeah, he missed that touchdown throw right in the middle of the field to number 9, Jamari Johnson. I don't know what he saw, but he was wide open right around that E in the end zone. Man, I know he wish he had that one back.
This is a run play, right? Gotta be.
Gotta be a run play.
Zach Grace is in at fullback. As he was last week against Iowa. That's Sadiq in motion. It's a handoff for Davison. Minnesota closes the door. 2nd effort. He's in. Touchdown, Oregon. The 11th for Davison on the ground.
You're going to see, watch number 44 right here. He is going to miss this block. And why I'm pointing that out is sometimes as a running back, you got to do it yourself. And if you score with the man that's on you, then you get the touchdown. Grace, it wasn't a great block, but it was good enough to get the guy off balance. And Jordan Davison did the rest.
That's a true freshman for Oregon. A tailback who in his high school career had about 3,500 yards in 3 years. We're going to confirm that he's in here. It did look like he was on top of bodies. The only way he wouldn't be in is if they said forward progress was stopped. And that whistle, well, that elbow now.
We got to check and see if that elbow was down, but it looked like he was fine, and they're running it, so they're saying it was a touchdown. And let me tell you, I was on the field in pregame, and I got to look at Jordan Davison, and yeah, I mean, he's one of God's favorites. This guy is built. No wonder he scored on that.
Extra point is good for Atticus Sappington, who will never have to pay for a meal again in Eugene after last week. Jordan Davison, one of Oregon's favorites as well. 7-0 Ducks. Coaches use the word portally with us this year. We're in that era, but Oregon has 21 touchdowns by first-year college football players, the 3rd most in the FBS since 2020, which leads us to Three's keys tonight. What do you have here in lovely Lane County?
Oh yeah, Minnesota's got to be salt and pepper. They got to push it real good. Down the field, explosive plays, win the one-on-one matchups outside. For Oregon, you got to seek and destroy. Find number 1 Darius Taylor. It's his first game back. Make sure you limit his touches and his yards after he gets those touches. And then for overall, for both of them, their quarterback's got to be in witness protection, okay? You cannot allow these defensive lines to tee off on them. They got sack masters on both sides, on both teams. Make sure you protect them and keep your quarterback clean.
Oh, we didn't have time. I wanted to play Rate the Cowboy hat.
Oh, I don't think his was better than mine. What do you think?
Well, I have to work with you the remainder of the season. So, yeah, yours is great. Love it.
I know you mean that. Deep down,
I do.
you mean that.
Yeah, it's just less sparkly than the one we saw moments ago.
Nothing wrong with a bedazzled cowboy hat.
Words to live by. Minnesota will see it for the first time tonight on the kickoff from Sappington. It's a touchback, and it is Drake Lindsey. He's not a true freshman, but he is a redshirt freshman. And the key for him is getting one of those wins against a top 10 team. They've had some very tough road tests this year. What do you have to see from him tonight?
Well, you have to see him just not compound mistakes. You see that there, 6 wins as a freshman. They're 0-3 on the road. And they've faced 3 of the top 4 defenses in the country. So for him, you watch him walk out there, he's a big, strapping son of a gun. This guy can throw it all over the yard. But this environment, listen to that crowd. He has to manage that and get them to quiet down by just executing each play.
He's got another freshman behind him. Femi Ijaboy is the running back. Darius Taylor, who you mentioned in the open, in motion. And we have a marker in on the first play from scrimmage.
False start. A 50 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
This is an Oregon team that has been top 5 in false start and holding penalties this year. This offensive line has been very under-penalized. Different environment tonight.
Yeah, and that's what you talk about, that crowd noise. We just mentioned it. Not only does the quarterback have to manage it, this entire offense has to manage it and work on their communication. You don't want to have those things happening early, and already they're going to Wildcat to get this football to Darius Taylor.
It is Taylor who's going to take the direct snap, and they'll pitch it back to Lindsey. His throw goes to the tight end, Bibber, and he is dragged down short of the 25-yard line by Blake Purchase, the sophomore. So Minnesota on the offensive line has a couple of juniors in the middle there. Dylan Ray, the right tackle, a senior, in front of the skill position players who settle on Taylor as the key.
Yeah, and Taylor is the key to this offensive success. You saw him on the first play before the penalty. He was at wide receiver. And I just got to point out, the center named Beers and the tight end named Gears. We got Beers and Gears tonight, people. This is lovely football.
And they're all over the place right now. It's 4 to the right side, and then they'll throw into the bunch, and that's dropped by Taylor. Uyunglele was on-rushing. It is 3rd and 11, so Greg Harbaugh Jr., the offensive coordinator, deep in the bag early. These edge rushers on 3rd and long are a nightmare.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder why would they go with those 2 trick plays back-to-back with Mateo Uyunglele and Tatum Tuioti, both coming off the edge. 3rd and 9, you know that they're going to be pinning their ears back to make this thing happen up front. And then Brandon Finney Jr., they said he is the most hard-working freshman corner they've ever been around, and he's been making plays all season long.
Uyunglele up top, Purchase down at the bottom. You see how wide they are at the line with Bibber in motion. Here comes Uyunglele, and Lindsey felt it immediately. Man, from a distance, Uyunglele created the sack.
Yes, he did. He made sure he pushed Bear Alexander down in the formation before the play. But right here, you've got Uyunglele coming off the edge. He's so fast off the edge that you can't even get a hand on him at the tackle position. And they had Darius Taylor there to try to help chip, and he beat both of them.
That's where you don't want peripheral vision as a quarterback, because that thing's coming and you know it. Look, Uyunglele doesn't have the sack numbers as he did last year, but talking to this Oregon staff, he is so important. Tom Lupoy says, look, we tell our guys all the time in front of Mateo, he is creating a lot of the havoc for other guys' numbers, and there he gets it on his own. It's team defense.
100%.
49-yard punt with a nice roll from Weston. Dante Moore in the offense, back out for Oregon, up 7. PJ Fleck has won 5 bowl games in 6 years. He's beaten ranked teams the most times in school history, and his friend Dan Lanning on the other side for the Oregon Ducks against unranked teams. Yeah, you're probably not going to beat him here at Oregon, and this is their pregame conversation. The one thing that's missing is the dice game Pass the Pigs. Evidently, we learned from PJ Fleck that when they're together, they play the game Pass the Pigs.
Yeah, and he said that,
how about
the reason they're so close is because their wives like each other. So all the husbands out there understand if the wives get along, you're going to have a new friend.
Dante Moore on first down. He goes over the middle. He's got Johnson again, and he's looking for a scrap. Johnson is down, and he is very close to the line of game.
Yeah, all the intention on Kenyon Sadiq. Well, look at Jamari Johnson here. He's going to push vertical, come across, and watch how he gets his eyes back to the quarterback as soon as he knows he's open, right? Good receivers don't just get open and catch the football. They know when they're open, and ooh, little helmet-to-helmet action right there. Darius Green came in on a mission. My Lord, what a collision.
It's mission critical in that moment. It's a gain of 9. Davison, the tailback, he has a touchdown earlier. He'll choose the left side and looking forward for the first down. Team comparison right now sponsored by IHG Hotels and Resorts. This is rush yards per game, number 6 in the FBS. Minnesota this year generally has not seen a whole lot of run. Teams normally pass against them.
Yeah, they try to get them out in space and make them, with a Minnesota team that doesn't have a ton of team speed, play out there. Right now, they are getting everybody to the line of scrimmage and leaving the 2 high safeties. So if these backs do break the line of scrimmage, they'll be running for a long ways.
This is 4 wide, and Moore's going to keep it. Dante Moore throttles down out of bounds. He's got a first down. He's been using the legs a little bit more, Robert.
Yes, he has been using the legs a bit more, but watch how he gets both these defenders to crash down on this fake, because they're like, he's not going to run the football. Well, did you watch the tape from last week when he ran for 40 yards against Iowa? He can pull that club out of his bag whenever he needs to and be a part of that run game as well.
If we have a moment after this play, I want to ask you about that run in Iowa City, because I know you have something to say about it. It's another run. It's Davison in the clear. Touchdown. This run game is ruthless.
Beautiful job pulling both guards out in front of Davison, and watch how he just has the vision to be patient and then put that foot in the ground, and then boom, that man's got more moves than a military family. Makes that guy fall down, breaks the tackle, and we said he's one of God's favorites, and right there he found himself in the end zone.
Did you see when he got touched for the first time? Oregon is #1 in the country in yards before contact on the ground. They get 3 yards per carry before the running back is touched. Per carry. Say it again.
It's unbelievable, Jason. They're the FBS best with 20 runs of 25-plus yards. I said it in the open. We talked about it. They're a big play waiting to happen. And Jordan Davison had his nose for the end zone.
He just got touched at the 8. It's 14-0. Look out. 2 touchdowns already for Jordan Davison, Robert.
Yeah, you just watch him running through these holes. Emmanuel Pregnon, Isaiah World right there, just creating holes for him that me and Jason Benetti could run through side by side. That's how big those holes were.
Wait. How long are we side by side? How many steps?
How many steps? I would say about 5 steps. And listen, if you're, and we gotta say those big guys' names. Dave Iuli as well. They are absolutely moving the line of scrimmage, and they've been doing it all season.
The field, the stadium, and the jumping screen.
A lot of talk after last week and a win in Iowa, which is a very difficult place to play. Like Oregon won a Big Ten football game, right?
Yeah.
I think Dan Lanning feels like he knows how to play physical football. Like I think that thought that Oregon finally won a Big Ten football game is probably pretty late, considering how physical they've been the last couple of years.
I 100% agree with you there. And you talk about him knowing how to play physical. I mean, this guy came over from Georgia. Yeah. Right? He knows how to play physical. I think the thing that caught a lot of people off guard was that Oregon was able to beat Iowa playing Iowa-style football. And that was their welcome to the Big Ten moment. Like, we can do this down in and down out.
Now, let's see if the Oregon player was in the neutral zone, which created the movement. It was Mixon who came up to the line, but if his movement caused the offensive lineman to go, that is encroachment.
Offside. Offside. Number 54, the defense, was in the neutral zone causing a reaction. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, you're going to see Mixon right here coming up through. Tries to jump the snap count. Oh, goes a little bit early, buddy. He's like, teacher, he's offside.
That's not how Greg Johnson sounds. 1st and 5. Snap. Lindsey to throw. It's a lob near side, looking for one-on-one, and he got it there to Jalen Smith, the freshman. Look, Minnesota knows if an opportunity's there one-on-one, take it.
Yeah, one-on-one route, boom, he's going to get vertical. We have to show this Oregon defense that we're not afraid to throw the football down the field. He does a nice job holding off the corner to the last second. You saw the little push off there, but it wasn't enough for the ref to throw the flag. Drops it in the bucket. Those types of plays maybe can soften the coverage and give them some of their quick game routes that they love to throw.
Finney was grabbing on for dear life, by the way, the freshman defensive back who's had a marvelous season for Oregon. Lindsey, same ball, near side. That's too much, incomplete. Finney is right there with him, and the Minnesota sideline is incensed.
Yeah, they're trying to, I feel like they're saying, hey, they think that was pass interference because Finney didn't get his eyes back soon enough. You see it right here, his eyes are back. He switches, tries to get his eyes back to the ball again and play that football, so I can understand why there's a no call there. But again, they told Drake Lindsey coming into this game, if it's press man-to-man, we are throwing it on all passing downs, and they just showed you they did it back-to-back times.
Well, the good news for Minnesota, yeah, they're down 14, but he's on the game plan. Right, that's step one in a game like this. Do what you repped all week, and he has. Taylor, little hesitation, getting to the outside. There's a marker in. He scoots out of bounds.
They're going to call holding on the tight end.
Yeah, Theron Johnson was trying to get to the outside and close off the edge for Taylor, and that's where that hold came in. I believe he signaled first down. It should be second down. This will be second down.
Correct. Second down.
There you go. Sorry, I'm the down police.
He got it right, and you're going to see it right here. Jamison Gears goes to block. As soon as you start to reach and hold, as soon as they see that arm around the neck, hey, they're going to call that holding penalty every single time. Jaden Kennedy is the one who forced that. Defenders, anytime you're in that position, continue to push forward, you'll always get the holding call.
They could have gotten Tracy on Theron Johnson as well, as Lindsey is split out wide. Taylor on a wildcat. It's a high snap. That gums it up, and he is decked by Purchase. That's buy one, get one hit for free for Purchase.
Yeah, you're going to see this snap is going to be right about up here, and he, gets the go-go gadget arms to go make it happen, but then he's just got to stay behind his tight end, number 44, Frank Bierman. By him bouncing it outside, that allowed Purchase to get in there and make a great play, putting them in 3rd and 20. This is not where you want to be if you're the Minnesota Gophers.
No, this is where you throw a couple of pennies in the Willamette River and you wish. They got to snap it. Just barely got it off. Oregon rushes 4 and gets there anyway. That's incomplete. It's Wyatt, the freshman, who's an electric pass rusher who might play a little bit more tonight getting there.
Yeah, and you're going to see Nasir Wyatt right here off the edge. They said, you know what? This guy is a true freshman, but he's one of our best rushers, and we got to get him some more action. Watch him dip right there. Not going to lie to you, Jason, that looked a lot like Von Miller.
Ooh.
He's had that get off and that low dip shoulder to get around the tackle. And I played against Von, so I saw that far too often.
Oh, you felt it. Did you see it?
I definitely felt it.
Okay. He had 4 sacks in one game in high school. Wyatt did, the freshman defensive lineman. You can see why.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go downstairs to Alexa.
Well, guys, being on the Oregon sideline, this team is loose. They are having fun. The crowd is loud. They are into it. When I asked Dan Lanning this week, what do you want teams to remember when they come into Autzen Stadium? He said, I want them to walk out knowing they just played the most physical football team, and a team that doesn't give up after 3 quarters plays all 4 quarters. That's the type of play that the Oregon Ducks want to have, JB.
Yeah, they felt like, talking to Dante Moore, they were a little bit tense maybe for the Indiana game, which can wear on your physicality, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it can, and they know that as a team that they're young, they got to be loose, they got to be having fun. And for Dante Moore, that's a maturation process for him with his leadership, knowing how to lead the guys that are on his team.
Look at him squeal the brakes and change direction. Davison, just a hard, sharp cut. And he's got about 7.
Just a nice outside zone concept there. You look at the total plays versus the first downs that Oregon has. I mean, they are absolutely rolling, and the coverage isn't getting any tighter on the outside.
Short set, Dante Moore to Justice Lowe for his 5th grab of the year after 21 last season. But with DeCorian Moore out, Gary Bryant Jr. out, time to kick the tires on some other wide receivers.
Yeah, and when you talk to offensive coordinator Will Stein for Oregon, he said, we want to heat check these guys early on in the game, see if they're willing to match up with us on the outside. So far, they haven't. They're playing soft off coverage and saying, you know what, we're going to basically just try to die slowly and allow you to run the football against us. Soon they're going to have to load this box, and that'll open up the one-on-one matchups outside.
Minnesota doesn't play a ton of 8-man in the box. Also a shovel pass coming this way for T.R. Hill, the freshman who sheds 1 tackle. And there's that text thread that Will Stein has with his whole offensive staff. They just text plays to each other that they see on social media and in other football games. I gotta tell you, that sounds like the most fun text thread in college football.
Yeah, I mean, he'll take plays from grandma in the stands. It doesn't matter. It could be Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Me and you could probably send him some plays, and he'd take them too, as long as they work.
Checked out for Davison. Another jagged cut and a first down. How many plays you seen on LinkedIn? Next to the resumes?
There might be some in there. Play caller, and you're going to see this play right here. Davison is just simply getting to his check down mark, right? Hey, I've got my eyes over here. No one's there. Get to the check down. That's NFL football, and then let those guys make something happen with it. You got 2 big old gangly giants out there trying to tackle Jordan Davison in the open field, and that is not the best matchup for Minnesota.
Jackson Howard's had a very nice season. He's got 4 sacks, but he got left in Davison's wake. Noah Whittington, the tailback this time. And Whittington ends up with 4. That's Maverick Baranowski with the stop. Noah Whittington, whose son's birthday was this week, we were told by Dante Moore. Noah's a dad, his son Noah as well. Got a chance to go to Disney during spring break. A fun dad.
Must be a fun dad, and you know what he wants more than anything tonight? To go get his son a birthday present by getting to that end zone.
For sure, right?
Score 14-0, Oregon.
2nd down and 5 for Whittington and Moore and this scary Oregon offense. Pitch it out wide. That's Sadiq, and he is hammered immediately by John Nestor up from the cornerback spot. Nice read.
Yeah, John Nestor is just going to blow by. This is John Nestor. Look at his eyes when this play happens. This is the guy that's got to block him. He doesn't even make it happen. Malik Benson still celebrating that catch he had. He had that catch earlier in the game and really wasn't focused on getting that block right there. At the point of attack, those are the most important plays and the most important blocks. If you don't get it, the play can never get started, Jason.
Nestor's the guy his coaching staff told us gives them tips on how to defend certain plays. And you see the tape study on that 2nd down, loss of 1. And there is a whistle before the snap. There was pressure coming from the secondary for Minnesota.
Prior to the snap. First time out of the half, Minnesota.
And a timeout, Minnesota.
30 seconds duration.
You don't always see a blitzing team call timeout mid-blitz, but that's what happened there for the Gophers. And now a quick message from Allstate.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check if doing the Georgia bark at my boss would be appropriate. Go, dogs!
Yeah. So we need to...
And it's not. Checking Allstate first was smart. Barking at my boss, dumb. At least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds.
Hey, Bark Boy.
These guys are crazy.
Well, that's a guy who's surfing LinkedIn right there in the second box there.
Nothing like a good old bark.
No, he's looking for another job. After that, from our fine friends at Allstate, you see Oregon's already run for 75 yards, averaging over 200 a game, and it is cowboy hat night. It isn't Oregon shirt night.
Fans wearing striped
That's why I'm wearing a cowboy hat, Jason.
That's not why. It's attached to your head. 3rd down and 6.
Without those receivers in, look for them to get the football down here to Kenyon Sadiq.
Dante Moore's looking that way. There it is. Nice circle, partner. Gain of 7 on 3rd and 6.
You're going to see Kenyon Sadiq run vertical and run this in route. It's a simple concept, and these are things that Dante Moore sees really well. Hey, the inside guy takes the inside slant. Let's run the second under right there and put it right on his body.
How about the ball placement so Sadiq can take a step as he's catching the ball to make sure that he ends up with the 1st down?
Yeah, Jason, a lot of people talk about yak and yards after the catch. It all is derivative of the quarterback having the right type of ball placement and accuracy to make it happen, and that's exactly what Dante Moore did right there.
He's got a 1st down. It's play action. And Moore will shimmy. He is sacked. Dropped by Anthony Smith. 9.5 this year in the sack department for Smith.
Woo! Anthony Smith is right here, and he's supposed to crash down. Instead, he says, I'm coming up the field because guess what? Mama ain't made no fool, and I know they're running a play action. He slings Dante Moore down to the ground, and I've had an experience like that before with a guy by the name of DeMarcus Ware. The great defensive ends don't always do what they're supposed to as far as their job. They understand the game and what's coming at them. Anthony Smith saw that right there.
We're dredging up all your bad memories here tonight. Second down, 20. It is low on the catch, and he's across the 40-yard line. Looks like there is a marker down as well.
Illegal formation. Number 76, the offense was not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, go 1st down.
Isaiah World's like, what'd I do?
Correction, 2nd down.
Correction, 2nd down.
I mean, I know there's a lot of NFL offensive linemen who are watching this game right now that are pretty upset about this because he has to be in the line of the center. That's the ball, that's the center's foot, and it's like centimeters. Like, really, we're calling that? Hey, they threw the flag. Got to get on the line, big guy. Letter of the law. Yes, sir.
2nd down, 25 for Oregon.
Sticker.
Whittington, big hole. And he thought he wasn't down. He didn't try and scramble for more. He was down, and the 1st quarter is as well. All Oregon.
This is the end of the 1st quarter.
14-0 for the Ducks, who've shown power and sleekness in 15 minutes.
It's going to be like taking bites out of an elephant. What next bite do you need to take here in the second?
We got to bite way harder, that's for sure. They're a really good football team. They had 2 really good drives. We need to stop them this 3rd down and then get something going on offense.
Appreciate the time, Coach.
You bet.
Yeah, 1 bite at a time, he said during the week. The problem is they just haven't had a whole lot of time at the table. 3 minutes, 23 seconds of possession time for Minnesota in the 1st quarter. It's just untenable.
Yeah, it's the worst case scenario, especially coming on the road into a packed, loud environment, and you don't even get to really feel like you're a part of the game on offense.
They need to stop here. 3rd and 18. Oregon has to get all the way down to the Minnesota 30. Quick hitter from Moore. It's a pitch from Perry, and it's on the ground. Carter Menz is on top of it, and Minnesota takes over. Perry was trying to flip it and never got it to the intended target. Looked like Hill. So Minnesota gets a turnover for the first time in a couple weeks.
Oh my goodness, and you're going to see De'Aaron Hill is going to come out on this side. They're going to throw this screen to number 17, Cooper Perry, who is also a true freshman. True freshman to true freshman, and they just misconnect completely. And then what is De'Aaron Hill Jr. doing when that ball is on the ground? You got to sell out and go get that thing and jump on that football. You can't treat it like Cam Newton in the Super Bowl.
Did you?
I did.
Okay. Okay, first down. Here we go. Lindsey off the hand of Taylor. Mixon was right there with him. Second down. Just seeing if he's watching. Is that all you're doing?
Cam's my guy.
Yeah.
He's my guy.
I like it. But see how many people you can name and see if they're watching here in the second quarter.
You got it. All right. I'll make it happen.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted, but that's a huge turn of events right there for Minnesota, because you go from a situation where, hey, it's 3rd and 18, you might get the football pinned down deep in your own territory, to now getting the football right around midfield with a chance to go get points. And you see Drake Lindsey at the line of scrimmage making all the adjustments in the talks. We'll talk about how much is on his plate as a quarterback as this game continues to progress.
2nd and 10. He'll roll to his right. He'll stop. He'll throw. Ejeboy gets decked, keeps his feet, and turns outside for 9. What a run.
Oh, my goodness. Ejeboy catches this, and he doesn't get the protection from his guy. Look at Darius Taylor's face when he sees the guy hit him. He's like, oh, good God. But he says, That's a well put together guy that has great contact balance, that you can even sustain yourself when you don't even really get your eyes to a guy coming at you to try to take out your legs.
Darren Johnson hit him pretty good. And they'll break the formation. It is Taylor, the tailback, Cam Davis to his right. They'll go directly to Taylor, who fakes it to Davis. Okay, guys, and it's a first down for Darius Taylor.
Just all these wildcat motions and formations and shifts, and Darius Taylor winds up with the football, and he's going to hit this gap right here. But watch what he does, faking it to the back, and then just a little nice side shuffle juke to get to that B-gap hole. Hey, Minnesota said coming into this, they're going to throw everything at this Oregon defense, because, hey, at the end of the day, the only way to win in this game is to do some things that you don't normally do.
You could see how much they missed him in that Iowa game. He went out after the first carry in that game. Lindsey wanted to load up. Ejeboy gets drilled again, and this time Betcher takes care of him. No gain on first down.
Yeah, you're going to see, watch the coverage right here. This is Malachi Coleman at wide receiver, and they're stuck to him the entire time. Watch Drake Lindsey's eyes, scanning the defense. Ooh, that's where I want to go. No one's there. Let me find my check down, get it to him. Boom, right on top of it is Bryce Betcher. That's what you call a coverage. It's a coverage check down, and the Oregon defense won that rep.
Betcher playing center field as he's prone to do. The Astros draft pick in 2024. Ejeboy tripped up by Bear Alexander, the hefty run stuffer, the transfer from USC in Georgia.
Oh, man. You want to talk about a guy that's got a name that is built for defense. It's Bear Alexander. You're going to see him, number one, get off of the guard or the tackle, Nathan Roy, and then just have the running back get swallowed up by him. Go ahead, make it rain on him. Make it rain, because you earned it on that one.
It never rains at Autzen Stadium, though.
That is true. That is true.
They'll make an exception for a post-play celebration.
That kind of rain with the dinero is certainly allowed.
Gears in motion, third down. Snap it over the middle. Lindsey got it to Gears. Oh, man, Gears had his axles all tied up with ducks.
Oh, my goodness. The fact that he caught that away from his body in between of basically 4 ducks quacking, unbelievable.
That is ridiculous.
The ruling of a catch is being reviewed.
See if the ball hit the ground here. Gears somehow, some way, twisting and turning.
Yeah, just outstretched away from his body. Let's see, does the ball hit the ground? Oh, yeah, it definitely hit the ground. The question is,
he's kind of tangled with it.
Did it move enough? Did he have control? You see it here again. He goes over the top, makes the catch, and then that's an incomplete pass.
I don't think he completed the catch. I agree with you.
Yeah.
The first look, it seemed like he may have, but the ball slipped out of his hand, and then he's kind of wrestling with it. Let's watch it again here. Does he ever really put it away? Yeah, it seems like no.
He loses control right as he's shuffling it the second or third time. You'll see it again. Boom. He's got control. He goes to tuck it, loses control, and then the ball hits the ground, and it kind of helps him maintain somewhat control as he turns around. That's the definition, Jason, of not completing the catch. So this was certainly coming back.
I wonder if you take the field goal after that. Like, is it worth it? You want the 3?
You want the points just for the psyche of your team, especially after something like that.
The pass is incomplete. The receiver did not maintain possession of the ball to the ground. 4th down.
PJ Fleck can't believe it, but that is the right call. So the career long for Brady Denneberg is 46. He hit one of those with Minnesota. He hit one at Syracuse as well.
Yeah, this is the right decision to kick the field goal, especially after that momentum shifting incompletion. Take the points. Feel good about yourselves going and getting some points off of a turnover.
From the left hash mark, snap was a little bit high. Denneberg on the way, and it is good. Man, whew, he crushed that.
He is in good hands.
(14-3) Oregon, and Roberts trying to get an NIL deal.
Right into the All-State good hands, baby.
Goldie's here. His team's on the board. A 46-yard field goal. It is 14-3. I feel like we're in the Mighty Ducks there a little bit. That sign.
That is a great reference, Jason.
I love it. The last Oregon offensive play, you could argue, was a knuckle puck that turned into the turnover.
Wow. You're just pulling them all out tonight, huh?
Can't save them.
Pause that.
Oregon up 14-3. How good's this offense been so far?
I mean, when they're cooking right here. They get the whole shot. They get the corner and the safety with their eyes peeking in the backfield. So Dante Moore goes over the top. Right here, gets Kenyon Sadiq. Boom, outstretched down to the 1-yard line. And then it's really been the Jordan Davison show with his 1-yard touchdown run. And then this beautiful masterpiece where you just look at those McThickums for legs, turning over, just getting into the end zone. They have, aside from the last possession with the fumble, getting a little pretty and too cute, they've been hitting on all cylinders today.
We're going to bring in another freshman, De'Aaron Hill Jr. to be the tailback. It's Dante Moore flowing to the right, throwing across his body, and he is right on target to McClellan, another freshman, Jeremiah McClellan, 17th catch.
Yeah, they're going to have Jeremiah McClellan right here running this over, we call it an over route. They get Davison to the flat, faking it to De'Aaron Hill down the middle, and right here just gets his shoulders to the throw. Young QBs, when you watch it, watch his shoulders get to the throw, and that's why he's accurate right on the face. We call those face shots. Hit him right in the face mask, and he can't drop it.
Dante Moore, who loves to roll the pocket in order to throw the football, he did right there. Run it again with Davison, and you just see the creases this offensive line creates. We told you they're #1 in the country in how deep you get contacted as a tailback down the field before first contact.
And it's getting dangerous right now for this Minnesota defense once again because they're getting everyone to the line of scrimmage. So if the back pops through the line of scrimmage, especially when they're getting 3 yards per attempt before contact this season, it makes it to where you're putting your safeties who don't want to be in space with a back that's got moves like that. They got to figure out a way to stop this run by getting some tackles for loss before they ever get started.
Now you got a triangle set with Grace and Davison and Hill. Spin it out wide. It's Hill on the gas pedal, turning the corner out of bounds for another Oregon first down. Give him 12. How about this? You got to do some geometry with the triangle back there.
Yeah, they got everything going on. I want you to watch my man right here get this block. McClellan on the edge. We talk about those blocks at the point of attack. They can spring the running back, and yes, he might have, had a little bit of extra jersey on the outside there, but he let him go when the play was past him, and that's why the ref didn't call over.
First down stands in to go for territory once again. Whittington straight ahead, pinballing around, keeping his feet, dragging tacklers for the first down and then some. Oh, Whittington got away! You
want you guys to watch this run in full speed. Noah Whittington down the middle. Boom, boom, boom. Getting through. He said, my son wants a touchdown. I'm getting a touchdown. Unbelievable run. And oh no, the ball came
recovered.
out. Oh,
or did he?
Did he get back control of that?
Oh my, this might be a touchback.
Oh my goodness. He celebrates early. Ball
Ruling
hits
of a
his hip.
touchdown is being reviewed.
Look at his eyes. He understands it too. Oh no, I got to get back control. I think he had control.
I don't
Jason.
know.
Ball comes out. It's loose. He gets it back. He's got two hands on it.
Oh man, that's really tough, Robert. The call on the field was touchdown.
Slow motion replays.
Now the question that you bring that up, Jason.
Yeah.
Great, very astute observation of yours. Do they have enough evidence to say that it wasn't? Because right here, when the ball is in the air, he does gain control back. And then when he tries to switch it to one hand at the end, it drops out of his hand.
Does he have it for long enough is the question.
That is the question. It is the birthday question.
So Steve Strimling, our rules expert, is here with us tonight. Steve, what are you looking at here?
So there's a different standard here. He clearly loses the ball prior to crossing the goal line, but all he has to do is re-control it. He doesn't have to complete the whole process of a catch. All he has to do is have control. So they're going to look, if they have enough control, that ends the process and it's a touchdown. I think the call will stand.
Yeah, it seems like that, right? Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that detail. He just ripped it off his hip and then lost it on the way through.
After reviewing the play, the touchdown is upheld.
Yeah, it's a touchdown. Barely. Noah Whittington's like, man, what did I almost do?
Man, his son was going to be really upset. That was one of the all-time runs I think we've seen on a Friday night with the way he just bounced off all those defenders and kept churning to go get that touchdown. And then he topped it off with, yeah, let me fumble before the goal line and get it back under control. What a play. What a moment.
That is one of the toughest and most bizarre runs you will ever see. He did re-control it for half a step. It is a touchdown for Oregon, but almost wasn't. He might juggle at Noah's birthday party next year. Fox College football is sponsored by Progressive. Progressive is helping veterans drive their lives forward with its Keys to Progress program. That is a slippery duck, but it got the job done. Noah Whittington into the end zone, held on for long enough. Did that young man, and it is 21-3 Oregon. And listening to him talk about being a dad, right? He said, I get to be a kid at the football field, but I go home and I'm the adult.
Yep.
And all of that, all in one, just happened, right? The seriousness of an adult as he just realized what almost happened, but the playful, youthful joy of being a kid, all in one play.
Yeah. And you even saw it in his eyes. You ever see a kid when they're about to get in trouble because they know they did something wrong?
Yeah.
His eyes were so big when he saw that ball fly in the air. And luckily for him in Oregon, he got it back under control.
Yeah, the good news is Oregon is just explosive to the max again. They have 3 players with more yards themselves than Minnesota total.
And this is why this offense is so potent, because they're not even healthy. They're not even fully healthy, and they don't even have their number 1 running back in this lineup. It shows you how deep they are and just how good of a job Dan Lanning and his staff have done of recruiting. And a lot of these guys are true freshmen as well, so high school recruiting is not dead yet.
Taylor in motion. Ojabo, the tailback. Drake Lindsey on a first down throw. He'll screen it out. It's Taylor. Nice blocking, and Taylor ends up with 6 yards. Tackle from Mixon. It's 2nd down and 4. And Minnesota just has to find a way to chip away because they do get the ball after halftime.
Correct, and that is probably the biggest point. They got to find a way to control the middle 8 of the game. But right now they're outside of that middle 8, and that first play, getting them into a favorable second down, is big time. We talked about how they want to get the football to Darius Taylor, and they told us coming into this game they had to throw the ball to open up the run. Being down so much, they might just have to throw it to get back in the game.
Penalty comes in before the snap. Logan Loya was going to try and roam free, but this is coming back.
It's going to be a false start on Dylan Ray, the
False
offensive
start.
lineman.
73 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Second false start against Minnesota tonight.
Yeah, you're going to see big fella right here. He's just going to get off
What'd you do to
a
him?
little bit. Get off a little bit early there. Just a little trying to get over there to pass block, and sometimes they get a little antsy when they know they got to make those guys.
What did you just do to him?
I just moved him a little bit. A lot of
Was
it.
he okay with that? Second down. On the roll, Lindsey got it to the tight end. It's Gears, and he stood up by Betcher. Oh, man, is he a fearsome tackler, Bryce Betcher.
Bryce Betcher, you talk about him. He's coming from all the way on the back side of the formation, tracking over here. Off of the play action from the QB, he identifies the low cross and then comes down to the down flat. And look at him, strength. Look at this guy. Calls himself a cerebral meathead.
I was just going to say, he's coined the phrase cerebral meathead. And there it is.
That was some meathead action.
He's very proud of his addition to the dictionary. 3rd and 7. And Minnesota has lived in 3rd and long in their losses this year. It's a deep shot, and it's up for grabs, and it is incomplete. Thieneman over the top of Jalen Smith, and a marker comes in. Thieneman and Kennedy were there on the coverage, and there is a penalty flag down. Thieneman's watching on the Jumbotron. I can't believe it.
31 of the defense.
Oh,
15-yard
no.
penalty with an automatic first down.
They get Thieneman over the top.
Dylan Thieneman has every right to make a play on this ball as the receiver does with his eyes back on it. If you were going to call pass interference, you could call it on 22 Kennedy.
Yep.
Because he's there early, right? The hand's there early. That could be pass interference, but you can't call it on 31 coming over the top to try to make the interception.
They could have gotten the wrong guy. That could be, but it's definitely not Thieneman. I totally agree with you. It is first down for Minnesota. Brockington in motion. They will hand it off on the jet sweep and get maybe 5. So second down coming up. That's Coy Parrish, the safety, coming in for his first two-way action of the night.
Yeah, and they're getting real fancy. Nice ballsmanship there in the back by Drake Lindsey, kind of hiding the ball away from the defense, pitching it to Parrish. And now again, they're in a favorable second down. As you see that graphic on the bottom, 2 rushing yards. They haven't truly been able to run the football that well. But just look at the communication at the line of scrimmage by Drake Lindsey. He is showing off the qualities that made him a 2-time state champion in high school.
Betcher's coming here from the near side. They blocked him. The throw to the near side to Brockington, and another marker comes in. It's on Finney, the freshman, this time.
Pass interference before the defense. Penalty is the first down at the spot of the foul.
Yeah, they're going to get these 2 guys right here, and it's Brandon Finney Jr. Watch at the top of the route. This is what they get him for. He grabs and he holds him. Yeah, the shoulder pad, honestly, you can see it's already lifted up. There's no question that was pass interference or defensive holding there by Brandon Finney Jr. And he was in good position. He didn't really need to do it.
Oregon coming into tonight had 6 defensive holding or pass interference calls all year against them. They've had 2 on the drive. It's in now 10 total games. They'll spin it out wide for Smith, and Dylan Thieneman with the tackle. Tosh Lapoy, the defensive coordinator, pretty underrated guy with how strong this defense has been the past couple of seasons, and this is his best unit.
Yeah, and he's a major reason why this Oregon team has beat the teams they're supposed to beat convincingly. It's because of his mindset. And we talked to him this week. We said, hey, do you just line up sometimes and say, hey, we're better than these guys? And he said, I never do that. We always attack every little detail and make sure our guys execute their assignment and never come into a game thinking, we'll just dominate them.
Lindsey, another deep ball with some loft, and this is incomplete. The coverage for Finney on Malachi Coleman, and this was clean. It's third down.
Malachi Coleman was the guy they wanted to give more shots to deep down the field, and you can see the DB right there, Brandon Finney Jr. is playing the ball almost better than the wide receiver is. We always talk about this, the ball skills of corners. Sometimes they play corner because they don't have them. Right there, it looked like Finney at least has the ability to track the football down there like a center fielder.
Tosh LaPointe said that to us. He said, when we were at Alabama, we just stopped having cornerbacks that don't have ball skills. Like, that is something they intend to get. Finney was a wide receiver in high school along with a cornerback. Third down for Minnesota. Into the middle of the field. That's a first down, and then some for Taylor, who's finally undercut at the 21. And he's feeling it right now. Best drive for Minnesota, getting 17.
Oh, man, just watch how he affects this defender here. He's going to push out and then come back on like a little Texas route. And my guy, Tatum Tuioti, had no chance. That's just genetics right there. Darius Taylor getting out. And what I've seen from this Minnesota passing game so far, a lot of it is at the line of scrimmage. A lot of screens. They're being very creative in the ways that they're getting the football out of Drake Lindsey's hands. And you know, for them, they're like, all right, we got to get our quarterback a little bit more in rhythm. Now here in the red zone, I'd like to see them take some shots into the end zone.
Motion Parrish again. It's an option pitch to him. And a safety turn wide receiver, Parrish, across the 20 to the 17.
You know, Jason, when you have a guy that plays both ways, but doesn't do it full time, it has to be an alert for the defense. Every time he comes in the game, Corey Parrish is probably going to get the football or be used as a decoy to get somebody else open. There, I think he's been in the game now twice. Both times he got the football.
His last catch was in the Cal game. He's run the ball a couple of times here. Second down and 5 for Minnesota. There is Gears in motion off his near catch on the last drive. Lindsey going end zone. That's too much for the freshman Smith, and the coverage for Johnson again. It's 3rd and 5. And a big play in this game for Minnesota, seeing the football out of halftime.
Yeah, like we talked about, controlling the middle 8, scoring before halftime, and then scoring right when you come back out of the half. They have an opportunity here, if they can convert here on 3rd and 5, run the clock down a little bit more, that they could climb right back into this game. Touchdown before the half, touchdown right out of the half, and you're looking at a 4-point game.
We're going to go 5 wide here. Brockington, Bibber, and Smith up top. They'll motion Ejeboy into the backfield.
Another one-on-one matchup down at the bottom, but
they'll look away from Tracy. Instead, go to Smith, who breaks to the outside for a first down. He's bumped out of bounds by Kennedy, so they looked away from the single. They love the bunch formation, and they throw that way.
Yeah, he went away from the single because Drake Lindsey saw Oregon roll to cover 2 at the last second, but you're not going to see the route over here to the right side. But Tracy is going to come in. Jalen Smith is going to come in and go right back out. This is a designated flat screen with the receivers on the outside blocking for him. They're making this game plan extremely simple for the quarterback, a young guy in a hostile environment, and I think that's a great plan so far.
They'll go too tight this time. They'll motion Brockington, fake it from Lindsey. He'll throw to the right, and that is the tight end Bibber, who gets not much of anything. He was collapsed by Johnson. Boy, you got to watch the bouncing ball with both of these offenses. But Oregon in the red zone doesn't let you in there very often. The teams feel like they can pass on them, including Iowa, who threw a first down touchdown in the red zone last week.
And it's because of the way they play defense. They're really tough to move the football on, but once you get them down into the red zone and the areas to score, because they play so much man coverage, you have opportunities to run pick plays and get those one-on-ones like they have on the outside to the top of your screen once again.
Bierman in motion. Fake it to Taylor. That took a while. Uiagalelei was on it on the pressure, and Gears tackled by Tuioti. Those edge rushers were both highly involved in that play, and it's 3rd and goal.
And here's the thing. Uiagalelei is right here off the edge. He's going to push vertical and force the quarterback to throw the ball sooner than he wants to. But if he doesn't, he's got Brockington coming across on the low cross open. for a touchdown. So it shows you the importance of those defensive ends forcing the quarterback to throw the ball sooner than he wants to. That saved them a touchdown there.
Third and goal. Lindsey bails, runs, throws, incomplete. Finney on the coverage of Tracy again. Oregon holds the line.
You're going to see them motion gears into here and then try to push him vertical and get one over the top. Amazing job here from Oregon playing this coverage. Everybody is covered. As Drake Lindsey breaks the pocket, he's just got to get that ball a little bit lower so that his guy, Javon Tracy, has an opportunity to make a play on the ball. No need to be safe there. He could have put that on his outside shoulder, but they're again going to have to settle for a field goal.
And it's good.
Kick is good.
21-6. Oregon with the lead. Minnesota, a couple of field goals late second quarter. Mike Thriller.
Oh my God, I feel good.
I mean, I didn't know he had it in him, but I love it. And now he's got to do it every time. That guy's trying to win the dance contest against Mike. It's a close race.
Oh, that's good stuff.
21-6. Oregon with the lead, and it'll be a touchdown. Sunday on Fox, Caleb Williams and the Bears take on Justin Jefferson and the Vikings in a big NFC North clash, or Sam Darnold and the Seahawks against MVP candidate Matthew Stafford and the Rams looking for control of the NFC West or other regional action. Check local listings for the game in your area only on Fox. Some good games coming up this week. See how the Giants are with the Jackson Dart injury. Well, I don't know that the bullseye is the thing that draws your attention in that picture.
No, I don't think that's what it is, sir.
First down for Oregon. Dante Moore rolling to his right. He's got Whittington. He'll check it down that way. And he's out of bounds at the 33. It's a gain of 8.
And I've seen a concerted effort here from Will Stein to every drive do something that's going to get Dante Moore back in rhythm. A lot of times with offensive coordinators, they do it when the guy is not playing well, but then when things are going well, they don't really worry about it. But tonight, 13 of 14 for 136 yards, very smart with the football, and he said that he loves those movement throws. They got him another one.
Oh, Colin Malloy for your night. 21-6, Oregon. Fox College Football is sponsored by Wendy's new chicken tenders. It's the last time Minnesota beat a top 10 team on the road in the AP poll. October 14th, 2000. Travis Cole, 243, a couple of touchdowns to beat Ohio State and one of the great Keith Jackson names of all time, the wide receiver Kenyon Rambo for the Buckeyes.
He was 10 years old. How old were you at the time?
2000? I was 17. It's all right. I was in high school.
You're not old. You're just a little seasoned, just like I am.
Okay. Thank you. Second down and 2 for Oregon. 2-minute offense for Dante Moore. He was great at it in Iowa City. He'll check it down again. This is Davison this time. And he's wrapped up by Nestor. It's a first down for Oregon with $1:52 and a couple of timeouts in their pocket.
And that's the beauty of the 2-minute drill. Sometimes just getting completions can help you matriculate the football down the field. Dante Moore is operating this no-huddle operation smoothly. No rush. We're just going to be quick and effective.
Minnesota will rush 3. Moore scanning and running and looking upfield to throw on the go. And he's got it for Sadiq, who crashes down in Gopher territory.
Yeah, and they run a nice hammer concept. Watch his eyes as he moves down the field. Scans from left to right. Gives Kenyon Sadiq a ball. They move it down the field. This is very important for them to get points here because they don't get the ball coming out of halftime.
That was a sailor from Dante Moore. We saw Dan Lanning make sure last week in Iowa City that the run game was still a part of their 2-minute offense.
Yes, and a lot of times you think in 2-minute, oh, we can't run the football. Well, look, with 1 minute and 31 seconds left on the clock, you still can run the football. You just have to be effective with those runs and do it at the right times. you don't have to totally abandon it and become a drop-back football team. They know that's not the strength of what they can do up front, so they want to make sure they keep the defense honest.
Light box here for Minnesota, and Moore ready to throw. Off the four-man rush. He's got a wide open man again. It's Johnson, the other tight end, to the 18. Oregon quickly downfield, give him 24.
Ooh, just a beautiful stick nod route. Fake the 5-yard out, pull it back up, attack that seam. It's a little bit delayed, so it throws the defense off, and Dante Moore delivers the time.
Will Stein can layer plays with the same personnel. Whittington for 3. Baranowski and Eastern there. There's time for Oregon. Minnesota does have 2 timeouts, but the Ducks likely will try to play keep away while they also try to score.
And this is what you're talking about, not abandoning the running game. You're sitting here, you're already in the red zone. You can run the clock down a little bit, catch them off guard with a run here or there. 2nd and 7, I'd look for them to continue to try to get the football to Kenyon Sadiq in the slot to the bottom.
Yeah, he's down there. That's where Moore is looking. He's got it for Sadiq. He was there the whole way. He's not down yet. He's in. It's a touchdown. Let's see. They're going to say he was down. It looked like he had broken away. The officials are going to say he's down.
The runner was down at the 3-yard line.
He says he's not, and I don't know that he was.
I don't think he was down either. You're going to see at the very end of this play. Watch, they run the slant just like we said that they would, getting the football to Sadiq. Boom. Elbow doesn't go down, knees don't go down. He's an absolute animal. So the question you have to ask is if the helmet was down, and does that count?
So the clock's moving. I mean, they got to go here.
This should definitely be reviewed. And
was the helmet even, like, did the helmet
I don't think
touch
the helmet touched either.
the turf? He says no. He says touchdown.
I'm inclined to agree with him.
Now the question is, what can you do with this for instant replay if they in fact blew the whistle? Steve Strimling is with us, our rules expert. Steve, what do you see here?
So yeah, you know, the hand and the foot, and then you get a wrist and an ankle, but you don't get a helmet. So the helmet will put him down at that spot.
Yeah, he is. Okay, there is the helmet down. Thank you, Steve.
Man. We've had some reviewable plays in this one, haven't we, Jason? You see him, boom, the helmet goes down right there. That means the play is over. But what a beast. Jesus.
I mean, the rare occasion where the helmet was down, the question was, did the helmet hit the ground? It did, so Steve's exactly dead on there. That is down at the 3 or so. But you know what? When you challenge here, you give yourself a chance to talk about what play you got.
Yep.
At the very least.
31 seconds left on the clock. So yeah, we talked about this route. Push vertical, boom, get inside. You know, I love how he attacks the leverage of the defender here, doesn't lose his leverage, breaks in across the middle, and then just the physicality to go truck a guy. Do you know how hard it is to hold on to a football right there when you're in that vulnerable position? And the guy's trying to strip it out, and he holds on to that and finds his way into the end zone. That's a special play.
I've never done that specifically.
You haven't done that?
But it seems tough. You saw on that last shot we had, the first look we had, McClellan was screening the helmet. So Sadiq, also for Kenyon Sadiq, it's rare that you go down helmet first, so you can imagine why he thought he was still up.
Referee on the field.
After reviewing the play, the ruling of the runner down at the 3-yard line is upheld. Oregon is charged with timeout and may not challenge for the remainder of the game.
Well, I will say, Francisco Villar has the most calming presence on the microphone for a referee that we've had all year. He's like, you know what? This has been upheld. He knows what's about to
set the
happen.
game clock for 42 seconds, 4-2.
There's something really nice about it. Very peaceful about it. As we dive into 1st and goal.
Like very yoga-esque,
right?
You know?
42 seconds, 4-2.
See, even that, he's correcting, and he's so gentle.
And to your point about Kenyon Sadiq, how often is it that your helmet comes down first on a football play?
Correct.
Like, of course he thought he was still up.
Yep. No leg, no arm, but his helmet was down.
42 seconds.
And so it's 1st and goal for Oregon. Now how do they play it here? I mean, you want to score, so you're going to try and score. But Minnesota has 2 timeouts. Minnesota gets the ball on a halftime.
I think they understand the flow and that Minnesota's offense has been struggling, so they're going to try to score right here.
And you get a whistle. It's going to be a timeout, Minnesota.
Second timeout of the half. Minnesota, 30 seconds in duration.
Should I do the promo as myself or as VR?
VR.
Tomorrow, it's a huge Fox College Hoops doubleheader. First at 7. It's an early season top 10 showdown as number 7 BYU takes on 3rd-ranked UConn.
Please reset the game clock to 42 seconds.
Don Staley at South Carolina against USC. Tipping off tomorrow, only on Fox. He was like, if you're going to do the impression, I get a piece.
Perfect timing.
That's awesome.
Oh man, on that last play before they blew it dead, it looked like Oregon was going to try to run a pick route to get Kenyon Sadiq into the flat to kind of get that touchdown back. I wonder if they go to another bag of plays to try to get it to him again as he's lined up here in the fullback position.
A couple of tight ends will snap. 2 receivers off. Now Sadiq is into that slot.
He's got one-on-one with Maverick Baranowski.
Moore looking that direction. And he's got it there. It's Sadiq. He's in this time.
This time it is a touchdown.
That's an offense with a sense of karma.
So they line him up here and run him on a corner route to the back corner of the end zone. They motioned him from the fullback position, said, we're going to get you one-on-one with the Maverick because we like that matchup, and boom. Great ball there from Dante Moore, and Kenyon Sadiq said, ball don't lie. Ball don't lie.
They have enough weapons that they could choose who they wanted to throw that to, and Sadiq didn't get his touchdown because the rare occasion where you can say his helmet was down.
That's good.
But Oregon gets in, Sadiq back and healthy. It's a big loss when he's not in there. Alexa mentioned it. He really does open the playbook. But I want you to tell the folks at home how he opens the playbook for Oregon.
The best comparison you can have for Kenyon Sadiq is Vernon Davis. You remember when he was playing for the 49ers, very physically strong guy, fast, and what he does is he gives you matchups with one-on-ones with linebackers and safeties who just can't cover him. They started that out. They go 2 tight end set with him in the backfield, making the defense have to play man coverage to stop the run. You motion him out into the trips formation, and now he's one-on-one with a linebacker who was never built to cover him. That's why he's so difficult to cover. He can run the football, he can catch the football, and he is a great blocking tight end as well. It makes it an automatic mismatch.
That is multiple Mutombos, by the way. That was one in the end zone and then one for the camera there. That's 2 finger wags at least. That one, though, was for Ducks versus Them, the online video series. That's all that second one was for. He wants to make sure Scott and company take care of him on Ducks versus Them next week. I mean, Oregon has this way of kind of quietly blowing you out, right? There's a turnover, and then suddenly they pick up a couple more points. Now it's a 22-point game. Back to the motion.
Yeah, I talked about this. He is at fullback with 2 tight ends, and it looks like an extra offensive lineman out here as well. So by motioning out, now he's one-on-one with a linebacker who was expecting run and now is saying, oh my God, I got to cover this beast. You find that matchup. If they had motioned out and been in zone, Dante Moore would have came underneath to one of the underneath routes. But because he knew he had man, that was the best matchup, and he knew it as soon as he went into the trip formation.
Well, that's 3 tight ends there, right? You got Saliapaga in there as well, and you see why the NFL longs for tight ends like they had in Terrence Ferguson, who's now with the Rams, as that's incomplete. But you see what Terrence Ferguson's doing in the NFL. Multiple tight end sets, like that is the frontier we are on in football.
It's almost become to the point in high school football, you're not just putting the tall, gangly guy at tight end anymore. you're taking your big basketball-built players, putting them at tight end, teaching them how to block so that they can be in these 12 and 13 personnels, because it creates a mismatch immediately for the defense.
2nd and 10.
There's one of the tight ends for Minnesota in motion gears, and we get a whistle before the snap. It's Minnesota's final timeout of the first half.
Prior to the snap.
Okay.
Minnesota has
so
third.
What's your call here if you're PJ Fleck? Like, do you really try to march down the field here? What do you think strategy-wise?
The issue is the way they've been running their pass game. They've been running a lot of screens and things behind the line of scrimmage. So I would say, you know what, let's dial up our best screen to Darius Taylor and go by how it goes. Coaches used to tell me all the time, hey, we got 30 seconds left. Don't do anything stupid. Get it to the play. If he gets 15 yards, we're going to go. If he doesn't get 15 yards, go into halftime, lick your wounds, figure out what your strategy is going to be when you come back out. But don't compound mistakes here. If you throw this football down the field and it's incomplete, you're leaving time for Oregon to get the football back and go score again.
In a concert venue, by the way.
Crowd went wild for those guys with their shirts off. It's crazy.
Second down. They'll just give it to Taylor, and he gets to the outside, and he's going to be short of the line to gain. He's also out of bounds, so that's going to stop the clock. Oregon has a timeout. You got to be a little careful here, as Tuioti made the stop before the first down marker. Not that Oregon's going to do anything with 20 seconds, but you'd rather not have to think about punting.
Correct, and that was my point. You hand it off, you throw a screen, you say, let's just see how it goes. Well, now you're in a really tough spot. It's 3rd and 1. If you can't get this 1 yard with your running back, they got a very light box, you don't deserve to be on the field. They're motioning the tight end back, try to get leverage in the blocking. There it is.
And they're going to hand it straight forward to Gears, the tight end from the center. Beers, that's Beers to Gears. And let's see. Oregon was running off like they got the stop. That's a first down, and they're going to spike it now. So Beers to Gears gets the job done. It's as close as you can come to a basketball play in college football. And
Please reset the game clock.
Second down now.
21 seconds.
Beers and Gears. Sounds like a hell of a rock band.
Wow, you know what? It seems like a great watering hole auto mechanic hybrid. Like while you're waiting for your car to get finished, you have one.
We just started a business. What do you know?
Yeah, it's nice. Second down. Lindsey, they double Tuioti, and he's just going to throw it at the feet of his lineman and Tuioti. It is 3rd down and 10. Well, this has been an interesting drive.
Very interesting drive, because I don't understand what they were trying to accomplish there. It looked like Drake Lindsey was waiting for Darius Taylor to get out on his check down and wasn't really keeping his eyes down the field. So now you're sitting here on 3rd and 10. Hand the ball off. It's very slim chance that you're going to be able to get into field goal range and go score points. Hand the football off and just try to get this thing into halftime.
Oregon's got a timeout. They could go full punt block and see. But again, you got bigger problems. Lindsey is going to try and throw it, and that gets batted down by Tuioti. So now they're going to have to punt. Oregon has a timeout.
Yeah, and you see Tuioti right here gets his hands up. I mean, there's no chance that that ball's getting to the running back. And this is why I say you run the football. Force him to use the timeout. Run the clock down. Who knows? Maybe he pops it for 10, 11 yards and gets you a first down. But when you throw it, that could have been intercepted right there. I tried to tell him. Not
everybody listens.
They didn't listen, man.
Weston on to punt. Malik Benson back to receive. That's going to be delay a game.
Penalty flag.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
I mean, this first half was cruising, by the way.
It was. And when you talk about just from a strategy standpoint now, Minnesota needs Tom Weston to just bomb one here and not give Oregon an opportunity to get a big-time return.
He gets it away. He sends it flying. And with 7 seconds, Benson turns left. Malik Benson trying to get to the outside, and he will be out of bounds with 1 second remaining on the clock. So now you have a chance to just wing it down the field, but for the 1 second we have, let's spend it wisely. Take a listen to Robert's podcast, Out of Pocket with RG3, available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. What do you do with exactly 1 second on the podcast?
With 1 second on the podcast,
Yep.
I just tell everybody that my co-host is my wife, Grete Griffin, and she's a 97-time All-American. You know, was just in college for like 15 years, crazy work. But we just have a lot of fun, man. If you enjoy football and you enjoy, you know, just having fun with it and enjoy sports and talking about it, come join our huddle, Out of Pocket with RG3. It's a blast.
On the next episode, will you talk about the best play you can run from, say, the 35-yard line in your own territory with 1 second left?
Just for you, I'll do it.
What will it be?
This would be a handoff to the running back.
Oh, daring. It's Whittington. He breaks one tackle, and then Baranowski tackles him. Yeah, way to go out on a limb there.
Hey, they listened.
28-6 at halftime. Oregon the lead
This is the end of
over
the first
Minnesota.
Minnesota Gophers.
Downstairs to Alexa Landis-Story with Dan Lanning.
Well, Coach, you had a balanced attack, plenty of yards after contact. What have you liked most about your offense to start this game?
Yeah, they're humming good. We just can't hurt ourselves. Obviously, had the turnover there, a little bit of a risk take on our part, and then we got to eliminate the penalties. Otherwise, our guys have done a good job.
Minnesota starts with the ball to start the second half. How can your defense continue to hold them out of the end zone?
Yeah, got to stop the run and continue to make some plays on some of these deeper passes that they're making.
Appreciate the time. Thanks.
Thank you.
To today's game, Ariel Williamson, assistant professor from the Malvern.
Dan Lanning in Oregon, big lead. We go to the studio. Mike Hill, Chris Peterson, Bruce Feldman, Liberty Mutual Insurance. Friday halftime show right now.
Yep, Ducks with the halftime lead. That's a good thing because
Wild second quarter in Eugene. Fox College Football is sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. Shirts are optional. Holding onto the ball at points has been optional. Oregon's run game has not been optional all season long. 28-6, the Ducks with the lead. Dante Moore has been almost perfect so far. Jason Panetti, Robert Gresham third, Alexa Landis-Story downstairs. Question is, what can stop this Oregon team other than themselves in that first half?
Yeah, it feels like there's nothing that Minnesota can do to stop everything, but they have to find a way to try to stop something. And I think it starts with the run game because it's been all whatever Oregon has on the dinner table, they're eating it all up. Jordan Davison right here just running through air. No one's really touching him until he gets a touchdown. And then you talk about, well, let's get some bodies on these guys. Noah Whittington right down the middle. Oh, I think we got him stopped. Boom, boom, boom. Count them. 6 different Minnesota Golden Gophers can't get him down to the ground. And then outside of that, now you got Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end, and one-on-one with linebackers. I mean, they have to pick something to stop. And I think it has to be load the box for Minnesota, stop the running game, and on offense, they got to take the training wheels off their starting quarterback. Let him push the football down the field. Scared money don't make money. And in the first half, they didn't make a lot. Push the ball down the field, let him throw it across the middle, and come out of here at least feeling somewhat better about yourselves in the second half.
Especially with the difficulties they've had on the road. As Parrott on the return will make it only to the 19. He's stonewalled there and driven back. And we go downstairs to Alexa.
Well, I caught up with Minnesota head coach P.J. Fleck coming out of the half. He looked at me and said, what do you want to know? He knew this would be an uphill battle coming into Autzen, a tough place to play. But he said his team has so much fight and resolve, and his message would be the same. If they were up 28-6 or down, it's 0-0, next play mentality, JB. He did emphasize, though, the importance of his offense getting a score on this possession to start the half.
Yeah, he knew. I mean, Alexa said it right off the top when she was talking to him after the first quarter. He said to us, like, how do you do this? How do you eat an elephant? one bite at a time. That's kind of how this feels tonight.
It does, and he said it to us. You just got to keep on chewing, and that's why I think offensively they're going to have to start to trust their QB to make reads in the middle of the field. It's the only way to attack this Oregon defense.
Lindsey right down the middle. He's got Brockington for the first time. Lemecki Brockington with the catch. He's their leading receiver coming in. He's got a gain of 19.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's a glance route. Inside release, push vertical, get into that honey hole spot where there is no defender. Get your eyes around, make the play. They're going to have to start doing this. Otherwise, they have not been able to move the football down the field effectively without a bunch of screens. I think Drake Lindsey is up for the challenge to try to attempt some of these throws.
Snap.
First down, feed it to Taylor, and he'll go down the middle and get doused by Aaron Flowers. It'll be second down coming up, and this Minnesota team, we mentioned the struggles on the road and losses at Iowa, blowout there at Ohio State, where that 2000 team won very impressively, but 2.5 yards per carry in losses. This is not going to do it.
No, it's not at all. And you know, we talked to offensive coordinator Greg Harbaugh about what really gets Drake Lindsey in rhythm, and he said 4 verticals. Very rare to hear a quarterback say, I just love 4 verticals to get me in rhythm, but they might have to start running 4 verticals pretty consistently here to move this ball.
Oh boy, Uiagalelei is hungry, and he swallows up Taylor. It's third down.
Mateo Uiagalelei right here. Oh, no, that's the guy that he beat up. Mateo's going to get inside. Real quick move and then attack. The tackle's that's not his responsibility because the linebacker comes up on the edge. He said, you're going to not block me? Moi? That's an easy play for him.
You never worked at an ice cream shop, did you? That was an errant cone.
Oh. Got to get that back righteous.
Third down at 6 for Minnesota. What an atmosphere this is. Lindsey dealing with that. It's another screen. He got it away for Taylor, who picks up the first down. If it works, turn to it. It's another screen for Taylor, gain of 14.
And this is the same play they ran in the first half. This time they're isolating Betcher right in the middle. Texas route by the back. Hey, fake outside, get him to overflow. Now you bring the tackle or the guard right to him in the middle of the field. Quick pass and catch, move the chains. I don't mind those pass concepts in certain situations to protect the young quarterback from this pass rush. But now, hey, you got a fresh set of downs. You're down 28-6, man. You might as well go down swinging. Give this guy an opportunity to push it down the field. And they love these stack formations here to give their receivers free releases.
They run the third most bunch in the FBS. This is a run for Taylor again, and he'll break it to the outside. Darius Taylor gets absolutely clobbered at the end of that run by Obidegu. Betcher was over there as well.
They call that population to the football. Just getting more Oregon Duck bodies around the runner. Strings him out so he doesn't feel like he's only taking on 1 duck at a time. Right? Breaks the tackle, 1 duck, 2 duck, 3 ducks, 4. And the 4th one knocks him out of bounds.
Got a lot of kids' books coming out. Man, you're on a roll tonight.
We are on a roll.
We got 26 minutes left. Pressure coming from the secondary. Screen it out wide for Loya, and Logan Loya is trampled. Finney first, Mixon then. It's third down. I mean, you talk about gang tackling right there.
Yeah, you're going to see Dylan Theenenham. They're just going to attack this bunch. These 2 guys have to block. They got to block. The first guy does it. He misses this tackle, gets blocked in the back, but it doesn't matter because his homies are there with him. And sometimes defenders know there's a difference between a good missed tackle and a bad missed tackle. Right there, it was good. It forced the receiver to string out, and his other guys came to the party to make the play.
Lindsey up to the line. He's got 2 to snap it. He's got to hurry, and he didn't get it off. They're going to blow this dead. It's a delay of game unless they got a timeout.
Prior to the expiration of the play clock, first time out of the half, Minnesota. Timeout on the
bring it down
field.
a notch. Third down when we come back.
A Riverview.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and down, throw my hands up and down, throw my head back and forth. Come on now, don't forget to say you love. Don't forget to say yeah.
This is Eugene.
It's such a placid setting before everybwilliams gets in here. You have the Willamette River streaming by, and it's so calm. And then it envelops you. Third down, Minnesota out of the timeout. We'll see shout at the end of the third quarter. For now, a lot louder.
They're bringing pressure, putting it on the young guy to decipher the defense.
Here's in motion. Oregon brings the heat. It's a handoff. And it's Taylor for a first down. Little hesitation. And he is down to the 15-yard line. It's a first down, Minnesota.
And this is why the run game can attack blitzes. Both of these guys off the edge, up the field, and they overrun the play. The tight end doesn't even have to block him. Darius Taylor gets to open space, and then it's off to the races. When you line up 6 guys at the line of scrimmage, 7 guys at the line of scrimmage, there's no one on the back end. Right there, really smart play call, running into that pressure.
Kennedy saved a touchdown. The senior corner.
Snap.
Lindsey for Taylor on the screen. He'll have to try the outside, and that's hemmed in. Better gets rid of him. It's a gain of 2. But you said it, like, find Darius Taylor, see what you can do.
Yeah, it's not enough just to say he's their best player. They want to get him the football. He's such a multiple player. Kind of reminds me a lot of Alvin Kamara with his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, line up a wide receiver, you know. And for them, they understand, like, we just got him back. We got to use him. He's the new toy that's been in the closet for a couple of weeks because he's been hurt. Now he's back out here and he's getting almost every touch.
Play action, they'll throw it up top. It's Brockington having to dodge everybody in green, and Thieneman, the Purdue transfer, got him by the shoe top. So it's third down coming up. You see Minnesota loves motion. They use it over 60% of the time, which is high even for college football that's going toward motion.
Correct. And what that motion does is motion causes communication. And when you can motion at the last second, shift the strength of the formation, it causes confusion for the defense. So Minnesota's doing that, and you couldn't ask for a better drive come out of halftime than this one. 2 for 2 on third downs this drive, and it's because they've been third and manageables.
Motion from Brockington. Lindsey over the middle. What a catch by Tracy for a Minnesota touchdown. The Gophers are back in it.
What a catch by Javon Tracy. Look, Lindsey's eyes come right to him, and then it's, ooh, look, my one hand. A little behind him, but that's what they call HBO. Help a brother out. Makes the catch, gets vertical, doesn't fall down, maintains his balance, uses the stiff arm. Beautiful job of them allowing Drake Lindsey to push the ball down the field on this drive and go all the way down the field for a nice touchdown.
You know why he knows to help his quarterback out like that?
How's that?
Because his senior year of high school, he transitioned to quarterback. They needed a quarterback. Tracy became one. So, a little behind you, help your guy out.
Michigan takes on Northwestern at historic Wrigley Field. It's Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Drake Lindsey and Minnesota hanging around here. Last 4 drives, much improved. Couple of quick drives early on. And look at that, that's a freshman who is trying to rile up the troops, do everything he can to linger in this game.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from your young quarterback. Hey, you know what? We didn't play a great first half, but in the second half, we just came down and we did exactly what we said we could do. We went and scored. Let's get on the sideline and get these guys pumped up and try to make a comeback. Listen, the game is always decided in between the white lines. It's not decided by rankings or how you feel about what happened in the first 30 minutes of the game. that was a very positive sign from the quarterback and just from this team and the way they responded.
Dan Lanning said to us as we chatted with him yesterday, we have got to close games. And it's, you know, they've done that sometimes this year, but they opened the door a little bit for Northwestern late. There were a couple games where they could have gotten to blowout mode and didn't, like Wisconsin. I know the weather was kind of crazy, but he needs this game to be one that they stamp.
Yes, and when you say stamp, there's no style points in college football or what that. It's just a matter of doing what you're supposed to do to the teams you're supposed to do it to. They came out in the first half and made that happen. They got to continue to be highly efficient and never take their foot off the gas pedal.
Run it, and it's the freshman Hill.
Okay, easy. Okay.
It has been easy at points for the run game for Oregon all year. I mean, they're averaging about 8 yards a carry, 7.5 plus.
And the thing that defenses see is everything. They're seeing power, outside zone, inside zone, guard, tackle, counter, and they make you play everything to the point where you don't know what you're playing and you don't know where your eyes should be at.
When you look at their run play types, it's a lot of umbrellas. Yes. Second down and 5. This one's pretty much the same play, though, as we say that. Look, Will Stein, you were talking to him about this, right? Like, if it works, run it. Keep running it. Run that play.
Sometimes offensive coordinators say to themselves, that play worked, but now they've got it figured out. No. Let's spam that bad boy because they haven't had a chance to go to the sideline and correct it, so we can continue to get 8 and 9 yard gains off of it.
They'll throw to Hill this time. Were you that guy in Madden?
I was definitely
just same play.
Well, it's a little different in Madden because you're actually someone's playing against you, so they see it and they can adjust a little bit faster. But you're talking like Mortal Kombat, where you just spam the same button. That's the same move over and over and over. I was that guy that got people upset about it. Stop kicking me, man! Stop kicking me! No, it's working. I'm gonna keep kicking you.
That is in no way surprising. And you know, quick TV tip: when they put up our names, that means it's them, not us. They're the ones talking. You own it. It's a throw, and it's Whittington. He's across the 40. It'll be third down and 4 or so for Oregon coming up.
And this is the beauty of this offense. Noah Whittington's a running back, catching passes out there like he's a wide receiver, making the defense run sideline to sideline. So now they're like, okay, we got to stop the run. Let's get everybody to the line of scrimmage. And then all of a sudden they look outside, they're like, holy smokes, I got to run 30 yards to track this guy down out there. It becomes a mental fatigue factor for these defenses when they face this offense because it's so multiple and they're really good at almost every single thing they do.
They layer plays. You saw Will Stein. He is a creative genius on that sideline. They motion Sadiq. They'll spin away from him. It's Dante Moore launching down the field into traffic, and Benson hauls it in. Mercy, what a catch.
That is what you call being a fearless wide receiver. They're bringing Malik Benson across on that low cross again.
Officials timeout for an injury to a player.
Gooseby and Parrish both down.
And I can tell you why they are, Jason. Like, Dante Moore kind of lofted this one into a defensive team meeting, and everyone ran into each other. But Malik Benson comes down with the catch. Oh, my goodness. We'll see if they're okay when we get back.
On Fox, Caleb Williams leads the Bears against Justin Jefferson and the Vikings. Or Sam Darnold and the Seahawks take on Matthew Stafford and the Rams. It's a huge day of football, Sunday on Fox. Check for the game in your area.
The finish of this play was so special. We got to show it to you a third time. Just gets it right over the top of Carmo, the DB. Malik Benson fearless, and then it's like, whoo, can you call targeting on your own teammate right there? Because John Nestor went in there flying trying to take him out. That's ultimate trust from the wide receiver from his quarterback.
When you have multiple injuries like that, Coy Parrish is back in the game. He wasn't the injury that stopped the flow, so Parrish is back for this play Nestor is not. Gooseby went off as well. Moore on a play action fake. Will roll to the right and flare it out for the 7th catch tonight for Sadiq already to the 27-yard line. What a weapon he has been yet again. Gain of 18.
Yeah, and you talked about it. He's running this low cross. You got a vertical here, and the quarterback is going to roll this way. What did they do on the last play? Play action boot to the right. So they came back to it again with just a different dressing in the front, but hitting the same hole.
You think about Dante Moore, right? He stays here. He learns under Dylan Gabriel. Off season, he goes back to Detroit, helps with the landscaping job back in the day. Like, his dad worked 3 jobs. He's a tremendous story of perseverance. You may have heard the story if you're an Oregon fan, but Dad worked 3 jobs to try to make sure Dante could do what he wanted to. He bartended at Tigers games and Lions games in Detroit. And hearing Dante Moore talk about that city and how important it is to him and his drive, it's really impressive.
Yeah, he talked to us about how it's so important for how he approaches all of these situations in football. This is easy compared to the life that he grew up living.
Moore will whistle it for Johnson, who got a paw on it, but could not catch it. It's 3rd and 13.
Same formation and very similar play to where the one they scored the touchdown on with the corner route from the tight end, and he's just 2 yards too far for Jamari Johnson to be able to reel that one in just off his fingertips.
We've seen that kind of pass right on the hands from Dante Moore this year. He threw a post pass that was just lethal in the Oklahoma State game early in the year. Oregon's been great on 3rd down. So is Minnesota while we're at it. 7 for 12. This 3rd and 13. Moore lets it rip down the middle. Some contact. Sadiq tried to pluck it off the ground. And Sadiq does have it. That's a 1st down. It's a gain of 14.
Holy smokes, guys. I want you to watch 2 things. You're going to watch Anthony Smith off the edge. Watch how he annihilates Dante Moore on this throw. Dante Moore, fearless. Boom, gets his block knocked off. Throws this down low and away for Kenyon Sadiq to go and make the play. And you want to talk about being a flexible, pliable athlete?
Yeah.
This guy must be doing yoga. Because I know a lot of guys that are that big and that strong that can't bend that well. That was an amazing job right there by those 2 guys making a play on a big-time 3rd down.
One-handed to start the catch, and Oregon's going to have to use a timeout here. Play clock was down to 0. So timeout Oregon. The Ducks are driving just methodically. But Sadiq, 8 catches. What a night. Fox College Football is sponsored by Discover. It pays to discover. Autzen Stadium has been a really difficult place to play and dance. But the kids are having a great time, and that's all that matters.
The kids are having a good time, and the big fella was a big kid having a good time as well.
Dance like nobody's watching. The only problem is our tape room is watching. We got 4 people in the truck who are in charge of making sure everybody's watching. Average yards to gain on 1st down. Oregon is averaging a 1st down on 1st down. They're the best 1st down team in the country, and they are tonight again.
And now you're seeing Dante Moore at the line of scrimmage, changing and altering the plays because of what he's seeing from the secondary.
A check into a run. It's Whittington, and he is undercut by Kerry Brown to set up 2nd down. But again, he's not touched until 3 yards after getting the ball.
And part of that is, of course, the offensive line, right? We've been praising them all night long. But it's also the quarterback getting you into the correct runs at the right time. And Dante Moore has truly mastered that part of the game, knowing that it's not just about how you operate the passing game, but the running game is equally as important.
Moore coming this way to the end zone. McClellan's got it. Touchdown. McClellan skidding out of bounds. Lassoed it for the touchdown.
We got to watch this footwork on the sideline. You're going to see it. Back shoulder throw. Ball's in his hands. Oh, is that foot in bounds? We're going to see. Let's see if we get an angle here. Oh, that is out of bounds, guys. That should be.
I think so.
That should be coming back.
The ruling of a touchdown is under review.
Yeah, the foot kind of comes up and then lands on the outline.
It's the interesting point here of course, every inch matters, right? But it's where the foot is on the sideline. If that was his toe, right, and if it was what we call a tiptoeing on the sideline, that's a touchdown. But because it's the side of his foot, half of it is out of bounds,
yes,
which makes it an incomplete pass.
It simultaneously comes down. The middle of the foot comes down with the toe.
Correct.
Which leads to what should be an overturn here. He tries to drag it.
He does.
And it's a game effort to drag it, but when he finally has possession, it looks like he is touching the out-of-bounds line, and that means his whole body is out of bounds.
Correct.
But the ruling is touchdown. You would need enough evidence to overturn. And so as you look at that, with the zoom-in capability we have, is that enough to overturn? And then the other question is, did he complete the catch?
Correct.
At the end of the play. Looked like he did.
I agree.
Jeremiah McClellan wants his second touchdown. St. Louis native McClellan getting more run with the injuries to DeCorian Moore and Gary Bryant. Again, two pieces here. Was he in bounds? Did he complete the catch?
So it looks like the toe and the side of the foot are both out of bounds, which would make you think, hey, it's incomplete. And then the ball on that second reverberation on the ground comes out, would make you also think it's incomplete.
That guy in the end zone thought touchdown for sure. Think he's a partisan and wearing green.
You sure about that?
Believe so. Call on the field, though, as you see in the right corner, is a touchdown. Is there enough to overturn? Minnesota fans would rightfully be very unhappy if this stood as a touchdown. But the call on the field does matter.
Talking with referees.
It's kind of a murmur in the crowd, hoping that it just stands. That guy thinks it's a touchdown.
With his arms up.
Typically when it takes this long, they're trying to figure out the down the distance and where the football's supposed to be at. But you never know.
But again, the call on the field is where you start here.
After reviewing the play, the receiver with possession of the pass had his left toe inbound. Touchdown is the call.
Wow. Wow, it's an Oregon touchdown. And I got to say, the people in Twin Cities who are fighting and clawing in this game are not going to like that, and rightfully so.
And it seems as if they didn't just say there wasn't enough video evidence to overturn it. He gave an actual explanation. So they saw the toe.
I'm reading lips, and the gentleman in the Minnesota sweater just said a word that is in the dictionary if you take out the middle couple of syllables.
Really?
Yeah, there's a piece of it that's a real word. But that is surprising. And to your point, we're in the era where typically the officials just say upheld.
Yeah.
And so the explanation coming with it is not going to make Minnesota fans any happier. This has been, though, a pretty well-officiated and replay booth coordinated game. They've gotten a bunch of it right, it feels like. That one, though, will then be salt in the wound for P.J. Fleck for the Whittington touchdown from earlier that you could have argued wasn't a touchdown as well.
Yeah. The angles that we had looked like his foot was out of bounds. They must have had some AI enhanced angles or something to see the toe only being there.
But you know, the end result as you watch college football is you have to, and we say it over and over again, you have to start with the call on the field.
Correct.
The call on the field is what you begin with, and then you have to have enough to overturn. I mean, P.J. Fleck he can't believe it, but Oregon responds to the Minnesota touchdown with a touchdown of their own, and it's a 22-point game again.
Kick.
We remind you to start your Saturday strong at Wrigley Field, Michigan and Northwestern. Oh, beautiful Wrigley Field. big noon kickoff, 10 a.m. Eastern, live from the heart of Chicago, north side of Chicago, Michigan, Northwestern, then big noon Saturday only on Fox. It would be an even better game if one Chicago Cub had to play for both teams. You get like PCA returning kicks for Northwestern and like Seiya Suzuki playing linebacker for Michigan.
That would be must-watch TV.
Right? Yes. PCA split out wide, like that's good theater. We're the idea people. Lindsey drops it off and an immediate hit, and that's incomplete. Mixon dislodged it from Gears. Yeah, this is incomplete. Uyunglele is going to go into the end zone. And you see the ranked Big Ten
Pass
team.
is incomplete. Second down.
Thank you, Mr. VR. Oregon and USC have a game coming up. Correct. That is going to tell the tale of who's in that third position. It feels like Iowa's still hanging around Michigan. What do you make of the next three after Oregon here?
Yeah, it really just comes down to how the games at the end of the year play out. Ohio State still has to play against Michigan. If Oregon, I believe the winner of the Oregon-USC game, it will be the third team that gets in, but it could get real squirrely here down the stretch if either Ohio State or Indiana drops one before they get to the Big Ten championship game.
Oregon also, even if you beat USC, and I agree with you, that game is going to be super decisive. But Oregon has had trouble with Washington in the past. They have to go to Seattle the final week for a rivalry game.
Yep.
Remember, all the way back in 2022, Washington came here, beat Bo Nix and Oregon. Let's see down the stretch.
Snap.
Michigan has a big one at noon. It is Taylor on the run, and Darius Taylor ends up at the 32. Oregon, USC. Size it up for it while we're on the topic.
I mean, Oregon, USC, you're talking about two top-level quarterbacks, Jaden Maava, Dante Moore, two running games, King Miller at USC and what he's been able to do. I think Oregon has more firepower. I think USC feels like, you know what, we're in the thick of this as well. I anticipate it being a very high-scoring game, despite Oregon's defense being so good.
Lindsey split out wide. Taylor is the Wildcat quarterback, and he will run it, and he is down. It's going to be 4th and 1. Oregon gets a stop. Kennedy was in on it. 4th and 1 for Minnesota.
Got to go for it.
How do you go for it? What do you like play call-wise here for Harbaugh and PJ Fleck?
Play call-wise, I like the Wildcat that they've been doing. They've been motioning out of Wildcat, having Drake Lindsey really not be a factor in the play call, and letting everyone in the stadium know they're going to get downhill. Don't get cute. Don't try to run some exotic screen or push the football down the field. Put the ball in the hands of your best player, and that's exactly what they're going to do as they motion right back into the Wildcat.
Oregon's had difficulty getting off the field on 4th down this year. 4th and 1. Taylor with 1 to snap it. They get it off, and he will keep it and run straight ahead and just absolutely powerhouse his way for a first down. That was all 1-2.
Yes, all 1-2, as you mentioned, Jason. He even canned the play, which means he changed it from the original play to get to this downhill run where he's in the hole one-on-one with Peyton Woodyard and saying, mano y mano, who is going to make it happen? And he gets it done. Really smart play call there. No need to play around with it. Put it in the hands of your best player and stay on the field.
He's got 14 touches tonight, by far the most for Minnesota. A team that's already bowl eligible, 6-3.
Snap to Lindsey.
Lindsey, pressure coming from Johnson, and he whistles it wide. Discretion, the better part of valor here. 2nd down, barring a marker coming in, and they're going to drop it. It is intentional grounding. Lindsey was in the pocket.
Or 5 in the offense.
Yeah, I wondered if they were gonna.
Down at the spot.
And there it was.
You know what makes this even worse? Watch Mason Gears right here. He is going to run a vertical deep cross across the formation. And if Drake Lindsey just stays calm and patient here, he's got him for a touchdown wide open on the other side of the field with no defenders on him. And I know he's saying to himself, I don't even think he saw that after the fact. But you can't just lollipop the ball out there just so you don't get hit. Take that hit as a young quarterback and deliver a strike for what would have been a 70 to 80-yard touchdown.
Instead, it's 2nd and 22 in a very hostile arena.
Snap.
Lindsey, down he goes, Tuioti. Wyatt was around the corner first. Tuioti closed the deal, loss at 9.
Ooh-wee. And the best thing is where Tatum Tuioti came from. Nice little tackle in stunt. Gets down through the middle where the quarterback is least expecting the in-man line of scrimmage to end up.
All I know is this play's going to go ballistic.
The end of the third
3rd and 31 leading into shout. Never have the Isley brothers been louder when we come back.
Dancing to the music of unison. The duck dancing.
If you've never been, you will lose yourself in Autzen Stadium. Even Santa's here. It's a busy time. It's mid-November. You know what's a beautiful thing about this?
What is that?
College football in so many ways is the one place where everybody's doing the same thing. In our world, like everybody's doing the same thing. And they're doing it together.
No matter where they're from, what their background is, how many cowboy hats they wear, whether they've got glasses or not, just enjoying a good time together.
And then it's 3rd and 31. Good luck. It's a screen. It's Brockington. He'll get some of it, and then he'll get wrestled down by Becher. 4th down for Minnesota, trailing by 22. I'll tell you what, we talk about all the ranked teams in the Big Ten and the teams that are college football playoff bound every year, barring one every half decade. PJ Fleck's got Minnesota in a bowl game.
Yeah.
It is so easy to get buried in the Big Ten. They don't get buried in the Big Ten. This is a team that's bowl eligible again back in 2020. They beat Auburn surprisingly in the Outback Bowl. They've had 5 bowl wins in 6 years. Here's Benson on the return for Oregon. Very rightfully, Oregon is the headline tonight. But Minnesota refuses to get shellacked here. Reliable performer, sponsored by AT&T Business. Reliability you can count on this run game.
Yeah, this offensive line has been absolutely incredible. Starting up front with big number 72, Mr. Poncho himself. And look at all the yards that these running backs are able to accumulate before contact. That is a testament to their offensive coordinator, Will Stein. It's a testament to these big fellas up front. You know, you got Pregnon and World. We like to say it's a Pregnon world, and we're all just living in it. These guys don't normally get the love they deserve or the attention, but offensive linemen matter. The big fellas need love too.
And they flipped the guards today. Pregnon and Iuli. It's a run again. This is the freshman Hill, and he's escorted out of bounds. So typically it is Pregnon and World next to each other on the left side of the line. They flipped Iuli to left guard, Pregnon to the right side, because they've been in and out with Harkey and Wilson at right tackle to fortify that right side as well. It's an interesting decision.
And it shows you the depth of this offensive line. You're talking about Pregnon, Emmanuel Pregnon, who has 35 straight starts. Right? Isaiah World, 45 straight starts on that O-line. And when you can move these guys all around,
second time out,
injuries no longer affect you.
tomorrow on Fox. Just block out your whole day. Big noon Saturday, number 18 Michigan against Northwestern. Michigan trying to hang around in the Big Ten title race. That's at Wrigley Field, by the way. 3:30 Eastern, Baron Morton and number 6 Texas Tech. Big favorite against UCF. Big noon Saturday only on Fox. RG3, Heisman hopefuls. Will you circle the players who've recently been on your podcast?
Okay, well.
Just real quick, just circle the players. How did he get to number 1?
You know what?
Interesting.
It is not about the podcast Out of Pocket with RG3. Go ahead and check it out. But what it is about is the fact that when you have a linebacker like Jacob Rodriguez, who has the story, right? Him coming from Virginia as a quarterback to go sleep on his brother's floor of the apartment in Lubbock, Texas as a walk-on, taking out loans so that he can get his books paid for. His wife is an Army Black Hawk pilot. He has a story, he has the stats, and he's leading the best defense in the country. That's why he's sitting there at number 1.
He happened to recently have done the football. Here's a broken tackle by Hill. So early contact that time. Hill gets through it on a nice first down run. I do want to ask you, though, because you mentioned a couple criteria. What do you vote for?
For me, it's who is the best player in the country at their position. I find it hard for a quarterback or a running back or a wide receiver to win the award if they're not the best player at their position.
Okay.
Jacob Rodriguez is the best linebacker in the country, and it's what stories can the country fall in love with that make them humanize them to the public, and I think he has all those.
It's a throw from Dante Moore. He's got Johnson, and he'll spin and turn his way all the way down to the 41. So Dante Moore, we spent some time with him. Humanize him. Please tell the audience why you love what Dante Moore was wearing for our meeting.
Well, Dante Moore showed up in pajama pants and what looked like a Snuggie hoodie.
But the pajama pants were what?
The pajama pants were incredible for me.
Yeah.
Because that's what I used to wear when I was in college.
They were the Grinch, weren't they?
And he is being the Grinch tonight.
Yeah, he is.
For the Golden Gophers.
I just love a guy who's himself.
Exactly.
Right? And there's a lot of that in Dante Moore, who will let it rip. I mean, to the hash mark and beyond. Sali Apaga with the catch for 18. That was a missile.
Oh, my gosh. Sali Apaga, look at this. It just flies off his hand right to the right spot that it's supposed to be at. Sali Apaga out there making plays. Sadiq out there making plays.
Loaded tight end room. McClellan out there making plays to the sideline. I just love in one breath, right? Snuggie, Grinch, pajama pants, and then just an absolute rocket through the night sky.
Yeah, and look, it's 35-13, and they're not taking their foot off the gas pedal. And when you talk about Dante Moore and humanizing him, his experience throughout college football is very similar to that of Michael Penix Jr. at Washington, Bo Nix at Auburn. They go to a new place, they find a place that they can truly develop at, and they turn into the player that they always knew that they were. He is having that experience here at Oregon and even sat for a year, which is something a lot of players are not willing to do.
For sure. He's going to keep it this time. And gets tripped up. He launched the ball. He gets kicked on the way through. Hope he's all right. The turf monster got him, it looked like. Your thoughts? He can't believe it.
Look at his guys. Look at his guys. They're all laughing at him, making sure he's okay, because he pulls this and he says to himself,
and out of bounds.
I think I'm going to score. But he hasn't been running that much today, so his legs weren't activated yet. Okay, see what happened was the way his legs was working, they weren't ready to kind of pick him up and put him down quite yet, so he tripped over himself. And that right there is the lay of shame. Because you know, tomorrow in the film room, they're going to be on you like white on rice.
You've been there. You've been to both sides of that.
It's unfortunate, but I have been there. He can shake it off here.
It's a first down run on a handoff. Jay Harris to the fringe for 6.
Just an inside zone. Watch this entire side of the offensive line just move this Minnesota defensive front out of the way, and Jay Harris bounces it outside, brings it straight to the DB, which is who you want to make tackle, and he gets in the end zone. It doesn't matter who the backs are. This Oregon offensive line is making sure that everybody eats, B.
And while we're at it, A lot of credit to the offensive line, and rightfully so. The kick-out block at the edge was just as low. The wide receiver. Sappington for the extra point.
Kick is good.
Good runs turn into great runs, Jason, when your wide receivers block. And you just pointed it out right there, and Jay Harris paid him off with a touchdown.
Paid for every heart that I ever stole. I played my cards and I didn't fold. Well, it ain't that hard when you got.
Fox College Football, sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. Minnesota had been great on Friday nights. They'd won 4 straight games on Friday night, but Oregon has taken it to them in a big way. The first ever Friday game, by the way, Minnesota played was the first college football game in Minnesota. It was a 4-0 game. We got past 4-0 very quickly tonight.
We did. Yes, we did.
Can you imagine commentating the 4-0 game?
A lot of defense.
And a great 2-yard run. That was fun again. Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. So many explosive plays tonight for Oregon.
Yeah, I'm so amazed at this number right here from Dante Moore. 27 of 30 for 306 yards. How is that possible? Well, it's accuracy, it's patience, it's the running game. A quarterback's best friend is the running game, and then you also have Jordan Davis in there getting his 2 touchdowns for 57 yards, and then Kenyon Sadiq with career highs with 8 receptions and 96 yards receiving. All of this revolves around their running game, opening up the entire offense for them, and they put together a complete package tonight.
Lindsey will hand it off. Boy has a yard, maybe 2, and then he gets caught in a wrestling match with Platt downstairs to Alexa.
Yeah, JB, if you spend 5 minutes with Oregon defensive coordinator Tosh Lupo, you will feel his energy and the culture that he creates. He said every fall camp, the group puts together 8 goals that they want to achieve. They revisit those every game week. They're things like takeaways, red zone touchdowns, yards per catch. And to give you an idea of just how strong that culture is, he said during his time at Alabama, they were up big, but they gave up an 80-yard run, and there was a fight on the sideline. So he doesn't care who the opponent is, what the score is. His guys are going to give 100% of the time.
And it fits very well with Dan Lanning and his mindset, the psychologically driven motivation that is just so intriguing week after week. We were here a couple of years ago for the Oregon State game, and they had lost to Oregon State the year prior. And I mean, he used the music system here at Autzen Stadium to play a song to motivate his players. Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide, to make sure they closed that game.
And they understand that when you have some of the backups in the game, these are guys that might have to play 2, 3, 4 weeks from now, depending on this war of attrition that you have in college football nowadays, with guys just going down when you least expect it. So they're holding everyone to the same standard, not just the starters.
We just saw in that shot Kingston Lopa, a redshirt freshman who's got 8 tackles all year in the game. Lindsey looking for Smith. It's incomplete, and it's 4th down. That's Obidegu on the coverage, the Balmer native. And there's an injured player for Minnesota. It's the left tackle, Nathan Roy.
Officials timeout for an injury to a player in the offense.
So Roy will come off the field. Second-year player for the Golden Gophers, a 4-star recruit coming into school as Weston will punt.
Number 42, Tom Weston to punt.
So last year in the regular season, Weston, who grew up playing cricket, he was at Ouachita Baptist, and he allowed 0 punt return yards in the regular season. You talk about hang time? He drops one in there. None in the regular season. None? None. All last year. Oregon, big lead on a Friday night. Turn the TV up. Fox College Football is sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands. All right, we're here with Robert Griffin III, who's prone to wearing hats. Let's play Rate the Hat on a scale of 1 to 3, because you're RG3. Rate the Hat.
I'm going to give this one Trace, this is a great hat.
You love it?
I love. Ooh,
rate the hat.
The hat's a 1, but
just the hat.
The stash is a 3.
Okay. Rate the hat. Ooh.
Can we give him a 5? That's 1, 2, 3, 5 hats.
Yeah.
5 for 5 hats.
Sure.
I think that.
Rate the hat.
Holy smokes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think we're going to go with 30. I think that's 30 hats right there. Holy smokes.
Can you win an Emmy for telestrator usage? Because the award is in. It's a handoff from Brock Thomas. He is the backup quarterback coming in. And it's second down coming up. Wow.
Oh, look at that. He just keeps adding them on, too.
He does.
It's like a 75-layer burrito.
Do you, if you go to get your driver's license and you're wearing those, are you 6'1" or 6'6"?
He might be 7'3". I don't know. I think they count each hat. They're going to give it to him just for the effort. 100%.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't know if you'll get
Rate the hat, quick. 1 to 3.
2.
Okay. That was our lightning round. Show him what he's won. Second down, it's a throw. It's Thomas who came in that Wisconsin game when Dante Moore had his nose broken. Cooper Perry, the freshman, with the catch. And Dante Moore comes out having set an Oregon record, we're told, for a single game with a minimum of 20 attempts.
Wow. 90% completion percentage. Of all the storied quarterbacks that have come through this program, for him to set that record on this night, the way he was pushing the ball down the field, very impressive.
Lowe has the catch after a nice block on the previous drive. There is a marker down as well. But think of it, if you're a quarterback and you want to learn high completion percentage offense, it's tough to find a better place with what Bo Nix did, Dylan Gabriel, Dante Moore.
Offside. Defense. This 5-yard penalty is declined. Play results in a first down.
It's as you mentioned, high percentage football. Like, if you watch this game back in a nutshell and you saw the way that Minnesota attacked this Oregon defense, it was screens, flat routes, check downs to the halfback. Oregon did the exact opposite. They moved the pocket. They pushed the ball down the field. He's throwing corner routes, middle of the field routes. These were high percentage passes because they were out scheming this defense, not because they were dinking and dunking.
Second down coming up. You talk about the quarterbacks in the NFL. Marcus Mariota, who's built a relationship with so many quarterbacks that have come through, including Dante Moore.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are all starters in the NFL right now. And Dante told me a great story about Marcus Mariota and how he comes back and watches tape with the guys and breaks it down to help them get through their progressions. Even though this isn't the system that he played in, that's invaluable information and experience that these quarterbacks get from an NFL longtime starter in Marcus Mariota, who we all know is an absolute legend around here.
Dante Moore is a sponge for information, and you can say that we say that about a lot of quarterbacks, right? We saw it firsthand. He's the first player I've seen stop a meeting and ask the person next to me for advice. It was really cool. It's easy to say, everybody's looking for information and all that. He actually did it with you in front of him. It was really impressive to see that from that young man. It's a run on a scramble for Thomas. Nate Becker gets the hit, and it's fourth down.
Yeah, and you're 100% right. It's the first player in a meeting that has actually said, you know what, I got a question.
Yeah.
Because I want to get better. I want to do what you've been able to do for my team and for what I want to do moving forward. And it just, to me, just showed his maturity. He's just such a mature guy. He's got great hair. He's going to get a Head & Shoulders commercial when it's all said and done. He's going to be playing in the NFL, but he's just worried about getting a little bit better every single day. And for this team to lose 33 seniors last year and be playing the way that they're playing, it's because of that young man's leadership.
You may have misunderstood the game. It's rate the hat, not rate the hair. The punt ends up in Redding's arms.
Well, the hair would be an absolute fabulous, okay? But this is what I'm talking about. Him pushing the ball down the field on a hole shot. Look at his eyes, scanning the defense, pushing vertical, and when he sees the open receiver, he makes the play. No hesitation. Getting the ball out in front of Kenyon Sadiq. Getting the ball up and high so he can go score that touchdown. Then on this one, the back shoulder touchdown pass to McClellan. I mean, he's thrown every type of throw you want to see from an NFL-ready quarterback. Tonight just solidified him even more as the first or second pick in the draft if he decides to leave.
So what's next for him? Where can he improve?
Well, I know he would say he can improve in the bad weather games, right? When it's a torrential downpour and finding ways to find completions. But I think in the last couple of weeks with Penn State, he had his first overtime game victory. Iowa, he had his first 2-minute drill touchdown drive. I think for them, it's just winning it all. They gotta find a way to win the games against the great competition at the top of college football, and then people will start to understand just how dynamic this team and this player is.
Max Chickenjansky is in to play quarterback for Minnesota, by the way, as Dante Moore still learns over on the sideline. It wasn't a great day for Drake Lindsey, but 19 for 33, a $138 and a touchdown, no interceptions. Like, it's tough to ask for a lot more against this kind of defense.
I mean, you could ask for a lot more, but what they didn't want to happen with Drake Lindsey was him come in here, throw 4 interceptions, and they walk out of here not feeling like they can build anything towards the future. He came out in the second half, first drive of the game, leads him down the field, goes and scores a touchdown. That was a positive, but in football, there are no moral victories. I would have rather saw them come out here and just absolutely go for it. They didn't quite do that, but they're going to walk out of this game not necessarily with their quarterback in the tank.
A couple of deep shots early, right? First drive was a struggle with the weird formations. Couple of shots down the field, but generally Oregon was too much defensively tonight. Chickenjansky on first down. Will hand it off again to the Washington transfer Cam Davis, who's getting a couple of carries here. Minnesota will close this year at Northwestern and then home for Wisconsin in the Paul Bunyan's Axe game. I'll play a game at Wrigley Field as well as Northwestern finishes that new stadium for them. See what's left. Iowa USC, a big one coming up tomorrow. That'll be of interest to Ducks fans who will see USC the next time they play.
You know, coming into this game, Minnesota knew they were going to have to throw the football to win the game against the #1 pass defense in the country. We talked to defensive coordinator Tosh Lepore. He said we want to physically and mentally assault the quarterback. That is how violent they think when it comes to playing defense, and it's why they were so dominant tonight.
They're going to face Jaden Mayava coming up next time. And that's a quarterback who at points has been in your Heisman conversation.
Yes, he has.
This year.
And it's his ability, what you saw from Dante Moore tonight, Jaden Mayava can do. He can extend plays. He can throw the football down the middle of the field and on the outside, and he's got the weapons as well. It felt like Minnesota didn't quite have the weapons outside to take advantage consistently of those one-on-ones. USC does.
Chickenjansky is hammered. Lopa just leapt at him for the sack.
You're going to see Lopa right here. He's going to track down here and chase down the quarterback from the backside. That's a hustle play, right? They always say hustle is between you and you, and right there Lopa said, I'm all about it.
You talked about Minnesota and their choices. Like, again, Oregon is a team that stops the run for a living. USC and Lincoln Riley have been more run heavy than ever before in his tenure. You talk about an intriguing piece of that matchup coming up next week. We'll see if USC can run the ball against a very stout run defense.
And the thing about that running attack is USC, we've covered them twice this year. King Miller, yards after contact? like one of the best in the country. I think it was over 5 yards per carry in yards after contact. So you're looking at good on good is how I put it, because USC has the weapons on the outside that if you do play man, they can take advantage of it. And they have the running game and the offensive line to go toe-to-toe with Oregon in that sense. So we said it earlier, I think it's a more higher scoring game than they would like here in Eugene, but it is a fascinating matchup.
And then the next week, Washington. I mean, that you can't have a trap game at the end of the season because like there's no more trap to be set. It's just a tough game. It's a rivalry game. When you get in something like that, Oregon fans know it, how difficult that game can be. Jay Harris had a touchdown moments ago. He'll lose a yard, and we'll take a look at the current Big Ten standings. They're sponsored by Discover. Indiana and Ohio State still unbeaten in the league. Indiana has a couple left, and they will be heavily favored in those. Ohio State will play Michigan in the finale. We know how that sometimes goes as well. But then you see the one-loss conglomerate of Oregon, USC, and Michigan. With an Ohio State loss, you could then have a one-loss three-way tie. The tiebreakers are kind of difficult because they involve schedule strength. For now, what we know is Oregon and USC are best situated of that group. And we'll see who ends up in that one-loss possibility. Don't forget to tune in to the Big Ten Championship on Fox, presented by Discover. And Big Noon Saturday, back in the skies this season on Alaska Airlines. Last month, Oregon got quite the send-off with the help of Cletus and the Duck as they headed to their first Big Ten away game of the season. Don't miss a minute of Big Noon Saturday this season on Alaska Airlines. 42-13, Oregon with the lead. Dante Moore just 3 incompletions all night. Our Fox Field Pass, sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. Check out more at CFB on Fox social platform.
Yeah, it's just been an offensive assault all day long, running through the Golden Gophers every chance they could, even when they had them all bottled up. You had the spectacular play here from Noah Whittington. Fumbled it into the end zone, but got back control. And it was just, everything was on the menu. Touchdown passes to tight ends, touchdown passes to receivers, touchdown runs by the 4th running back on the roster. Just total masterpiece from Oregon today, led by Dante Moore. And it really started from the first snap.
Some big plays mixed in there too in the run game. Whittington a 40-yard run, Davison a 39-yard run, 502 total yards. I mean, Oregon is overwhelming some nights. And that's the way it was tonight against Minnesota.
And the committee is going to see this and they're going to say, all right, well, they beat the team they were supposed to beat how they were supposed to beat them. They played it at a very high level, didn't give up a ton of points. So this is only going to go towards a benefit for Oregon when it comes to that committee sitting in that room deciding who potentially is going to be in the college football playoff.
And then they got to win a couple of games, couple of tough games coming up. Right now, they would be the 8th seed taking on Notre Dame in the most recent ranking. South Florida, the top group of 5 team, the 12 seed. You see Miami, the top ACC team, is the 11. But look, we've seen Texas Tech a couple of times this year. You don't want to play them.
No. Especially with David Bailey and Romello Height coming off the edge. Pass rush can eliminate a lot of the problems that you have on the defense, and Texas Tech has one of the best pass rushes in all of college football.
Top Heisman candidate Jacob Rodriguez. Yep. 3rd down, it's a run, and it's Harris. No, I joke because he's on the podcast, but that young man is an outstanding player and leader, and without him, that's a different defense, even with that pass rush. So correct. Smart in the middle of that. But Dante Moore made a really strong case for Oregon tonight. He made a strong case for himself, bouncing back from a couple of tough weather games and tough stat games. An overall performance that they've got to be happy with, right?
100%. And I think this is also a case where when they play USC, both Dante Moore and Jaden Maiava could potentially put themselves dead smack in the center or at the top of the Heisman race. This year, it's a weird year it's coming down to the last couple weeks for who is going to be in front, who is not in front, and that makes it an opportunity for these teams playing great football at the end of the year to come in and swoop that Heisman Trophy away. I think Dante Moore certainly helped his case today, but against USC is when he'll really decide whether or not he can be at the forefront of that Heisman race.
Two things. One, how much is it a team award?
I think this is always the difficult question. I just don't think you can win the Heisman without a good team. There's players who lead certain, stat categories, but they've lost 7 games that year. They can't win the Heisman. When we won it at Baylor, we lost 3 games that year. But we beat a ranked Texas on national TV at the end of the year and a ranked Oklahoma on national TV in exciting fashion at the end of the year. Then the numbers supported it. So people at home that say, well, it always goes to the best player in the country. It should. Travis Hunter was the best player in the country last year, despite the fact that they had those losses. This year, at the top right now, it feels like there's some guys that maybe aren't the best player in the country, but they're on the best team.
Ferguson Reynolds, one more chance to punt for his friends back in Australia. And this will go into the end zone. The other question I have for you, Michigan Northwestern is the next game on our airwaves. Big noon tomorrow.
Yep.
We just saw Northwestern.
Yep.
What does it take for a possible upset there?
Well, when you look at Northwestern and the way that they play football, they almost play Michigan style of football. And to me, that is always the detriment when you have one team that doesn't have as much talent as the other team, but they play the same way. For them to come up with the upset, it's Preston Stone. We talked about this when we had their game against USC. He has to play at a really high level and protect the football.
They got to run the ball well.
They do have to run it well, but they could potentially run it well and he throw 3 interceptions and it could be the game for them.
True.
So the way that they upset Michigan is to play Michigan football better than Michigan and have their quarterback be efficient. 2 touchdowns, no picks, 65% completion percentage, and they might have a chance.
90% tonight for Dante Moore, 27 for 30. Oregon gets 4 rushing touchdowns and wins 42-13 over Minnesota. The Ducks are 9-1. They have 2 left in the regular season, and this number 8 Oregon team was way too much. Dan Lanning with Alexa.
Coach, let's start with your quarterback. 27 of 30, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Dante, a career night for you. What can you say about his progression this year as your starter?
So you're saying he played pretty good? How about that? Good job, man. Yeah, I love this dude. He shows up for us every week. Impressive poise, right? Took what they gave him today and did a great job executing.
I'm sure, Dante, you'll tell me it's all about your teammates and how they rally around you. Talk about your weapons that you have and how they help support you.
Yeah, it's a true blessing to have all these playmakers around the offense. I mean, the O-line did a great job, running backs did a great job, receivers, the whole defense, everybody on the team did a good job. So when you play good, that's the result.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front in the trenches, the offensive line and defensively. What did you like from those guys setting the tone up front for you?
Yeah, they played a physical game, right? Our practices are really physical. It showed up tonight. Thought the guys did a good job.
All right, and finally, you've got USC, Washington ahead. You talk a lot about finish, Coach. How can you guys finish out this regular season the way you want to?
Yeah, we're taking a recovery day tomorrow and this weekend, preparing for USC, and our mentality every week is going 1-0.
Thanks so much for the time.
Appreciate you.
See the love Dan Lanning has for his quarterback, and this has become a quarterback haven here in Eugene the last couple of years. Oregon, a big win over Minnesota. We'll come back to lovely Eugene to wrap it up after this.